Percentage of how much one is getting.
It's not even close.
It's not, yeah.
Hello, ladies and gents. It's your boy Vin in the house.
And Sori here.
Holy moly, ladies and gents. We got, there's this band out there called Acid Bath. I don't know if you guys have heard of them.
I'm sure if you're familiar.
But they're a decent band. People like them a lot. And Rivers of Nihil. It was funny because I was watching a video.
Literally just talking about it. So crazy.
I was watching a
Can you look into the thing?
Watching a Nihil Viscaris video. And that's got to be good enough. And, you know, I just let the thing play out. And I guess Rivers of Nihil showed up. Or Nihil, whatever you want to call it. And, man, they got a dude out there with a freaking saxophone, bro. Just unbelievable. What's good, Tri-County bastard? Good to see you. Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Priest in the house, what's good, Perk? Good to see you, buddy. Perk, if you've been hitting me up, bro, I'm not ignoring you, man. My phone is dead. I'm going to get it. I'm going to be out of pocket for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days until my phone gets fixed. So, I have not been ignoring you, my guy. Daniel Montgomery in the house. What's good, Daniel Montgomery? How you been, bro? Good to see you. Good to see you. Long live Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. The greatest fighter of all time hailed from Brazil by the name of Anderson the Spider Silva. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, there's a new River song that just came out today. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to AT. AT, got your email. It's like early for us. So if Sadie shows up, we might be able to hang out after if you got time, big homie. Black Satan in the house. What's good, sis? Shout out to Black Satan. Don't worry, guys. Soraya's showing up pretty soon here. She's just got to get situated. I don't know what exactly she has to get situated, but she's got to get situated, then we're going. We're covering this Gabby situation over on Middle America, and I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of issues with that situation. Depending on your carrier, there's a desktop app that will let you check messages and respond. Yeah, I have one. I have it, but I turned it off because security paranoia issues. Are you mad that you have to find a toilet? That must be something that I have no idea what that is. Oh, you sent me the lyrics of Dead Star Assembly. Okay. Excelente. I haven't texted you, but I sent you an email with my phone number so you can text me from Sori's phone. As you mentioned yesterday. Oh, okay. All right, good. So I'm not completely crazy. I'm only like half crazy. Only half crazy. That's got to be good enough for me at this point.
I have returned. You?
That's what I do when I walk into a restaurant.
Mm-hmm. You do it a lot of times.
I have arrived.
I have returned.
Everybody relax.
Yep, I used to do that too at parties. Like, not parties, just Christmas parties with the family.
I was going to say, when did you ever go to a party? Weirdo. You don't go to parties.
I guess you could say reunions, family reunions.
Reunions.
I actually can't wait to look at that video that
What video? What video are you talking about?
I actually don't remember.
Delaney in the
name
house.
has slipped me yet. The person that had reacted to our reaction.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have minors in the room, so please conduct yourself accordingly. We got Delaney, we got Daniel. They're like 14, 15 years old.
Oh, Daniel, you guys are having a combined birthday party tomorrow? That's exciting.
That's what's up. I got a new show for you that I think you're going to like, inshallah. In the same vein as 9 Perfect Strangers type of thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my patrons was saying, like... I say my patron. That
I know
very
one
weird.
of your. I mean, like I'm on the team too.
Yeah, but it's
like
weird.
I understand
Yes.
you're the main draw, but I am on the team.
Yeah, but when I say patron, for some reason it means friend to me because we chat on there.
Yeah, you talk to those people more than you talk to your own husband.
That's such a lie.
Might be the root cause of some of our conflicts.
No, it's not the root cause of our conflicts. I can assure you. The root cause of our conflicts is you don't do everything I tell you to do. Just kidding.
Why are you angry at me? Bible study parties. Who reads a verse in the most shocking way? Actually, Sori, she reads very, very good. As a matter of fact, that was like your big claim to fame with me. When you first read the Bible, you remember that? Like,
yeah.
Man, you really read, really, really. I was like, who's that? Oh, okay.
I haven't read like that in quite some time.
Yeah, it was. It was always a production. It was very dramatic.
And I still agree with this. It's just my demeanor has changed, but it will circle back around because I feel that excellence should be given to excellent things, and so I believe the Bible is the top,
the most excellent,
right? And so for me to give a subpar performance is unacceptable.
Kellen Drost. No, Kel, I didn't. I've been sorry, buddy. I've been discussing with Sadie and Alan offline, but I'll go back and look at the email myself for sure, or the title or whatever. But I actually think Kel, if you stick around for that definition, I think you might. I think you'd actually probably agree with it, probably. Well, and a lot of it had to do with our discussion. So, yeah. A lot of it had to do... This definition is almost exclusively because of our discussion last year. But who cares? Here's Daniel. The Bible was written by humans. You can rate it however you want. That's true, Daniel. You know what else is written by humans? The speed limit. When you get old enough to drive a car, brother, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you not to interpret the speed limit however you want. Even though it's written by man, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you do not interpret it however you want.
Seriously, I should start selling these earrings. Every time I wear them, people are like, I love those.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna read it. I won't say who it is because I don't know if the person says, yeah, we can read it out loud.
Ooh.
You want to read it?
This boy came with the heat.
You want to read it?
He came with the heat. Nah. You have to wait until DJ shows up.
Okay. I was doing this in the interim.
I wish I could text him, but I don't have my phone on me. Son of a bitch. Down here in Florida, Kellendross lives in Florida.
I think there's a lot of people that live in Florida. I've been asking people, then I'm like, I believe this person's there as well.
Vin thought I was 14. Hey, Jambi! Bro, listen. You said that shit yesterday, bro, about, whatever the situation that happened.
Sean,
And
23?
And Jambi, I would have called you, bro. My phone is fucked up. It's at the Apple. Well, it's supposed to be at the Apple store.
Yeah.
We got an appointment on 11 o'clock on Sunday to take care of the situation. But I would have called you, bro. So I hope you're doing good. I hope everything's good for you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Oh, hey, my man Vlad is in the house. Maybe Vlad, you might want to stick around, buddy. But as long as JB's around saying some sarcastic stuff, we'll be okay. All right, guys. Where's our guy? Where's DJ Gabe?
What if
Was he here?
Why are you telling me? Are you saying don't read this until?
I want to wait till somebody shows up. Oh, there's DJ Gabe. Man, that guy, he's a peer, and he's only said one thing. Hey, is that thing is his little thing on
Yeah, it's all up there.
On PicMonkey?
Yeah, both.
Gabe, say something, bro. Say something, Gabe, so I can know it's you.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me of that song I love.
What?
Say something, I'm giving up on you. It's a good one. It's a really good one.
No one believes in the speed limit. No cop, no stop.
Okay, what am I doing right now? Oh, PicMonkey. I'm going to put the thumbnail on this video.
Son of a bitch.
What?
Just a cracked bone in his hand.
Whew.
I don't want to sound insensitive, Jambi, but is it your playing hand or?
Holy crap, babe!
Too soon.
I cannot believe. You know what? This is like the most shocking moment. Oh, at least you're aware of the fact that it might be insensitive. God, it's your playing hand. Oh my gosh, babe. Oh boy. I keep thinking about that verse, sorrowful yet always rejoicing.
Okay, good. All right, hey. It's his he's his picking hand, so he's okay. He's all right.
It's so bad.
I mean,
This is literally the worst. I've never seen you be. Oh, this one.
What happened?
Well, I don't know when he's gonna open it up.
Hey, what's up, guy?
3 views. Okay, wait. So it's public now?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I have not seen this, you guys, but I'm gonna post a link if anybody wants to see. One of the villagers is reacting to the dog Don. Say it, McDonald. What's his first name? I want to say Don, but it's not right.
I have no
Tom.
idea who you're
It's
talking
Tom.
about, babe.
Tom McDonald.
He has a talent of finding a way to talk about Jesus in almost any song. I want to test him. Anyone know any Taylor Swift songs?
Yeah, I do. It doesn't matter. He can find something with literally everything.
Listen, it's just like how
When you're in love,
when you're in
everything
love,
reminds you of that person.
you always see the person, or you always think about the person, or everything goes back to you. In the back of there, it's like, yeah, you know that girl Sori, she blah blah blah. Yeah, that girl Sori, she's always blah 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 blah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that why you're not wearing your ring?
I've always loved you. No, I'm not. I'm not wearing the ring because I heard you coughing in your sleep last night, and I was figuring.
You're such a terrible person. Honey, honest to goodness, like was I coughing in my sleep?
Yeah. So I was like, well, the current situation.
I'm pretty sure
Too soon?
that you like have sleep apnea or something because
I do.
you like stop breathing.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And
one
I'll
of the
be
reasons
laying
I don't
there,
sleep.
and I'm
That's
like,
why
oh,
I'm an
God.
insomniac because my sleep's trying to kill me. So I'm like, nah, nigga, I'm good, bro.
Literally, I hold my breath and I just start praying. Oh God, please don't take him, please don't take him. And then he goes. And you move around. I'm like, okay, good. My God. All right.
Get a CPAP, fam. Yeah. I don't know.
He's not gonna do it. I
don't know.
I've been trying to get. He has a tooth that needs to get worked on. I've been trying to get him to have that worked on for like 3 years. Pretty sure
Did you get to hear? See now, Jambi wants to exploit the thing. Did
No.
you get to hear the second cut I sent? I like that one better. No, Jambi, I couldn't even hear most of your work during the verse in the second cut. I couldn't even hear it. Secondly, Peter's supposed to do a revamped cut or whatever. So that's coming. But I like the Jesus walks thing that you did in the verse in the first one. I don't really like what you did in the second one in the verses. I don't know. We'll leave it to Sarai. Whatever.
I mean, no, I didn't hear the second one, and I know when I need to listen to something like later. So I said I wanted to give that one another listen. What the hell am I doing?
There is a reason Original Sin was a space for the Discord VNS. Bingo! Shout out to Kel. Kel is my man, bro. Was that?
So many friends.
You only talk to people who agree
So
with
many
you.
friends.
Okay.
Who says that?
You know the dumb butts.
Oh, well.
The
There will always be dumb butts.
yeah, there'll always be dumb butts.
What can be done about it?
As long as there are human beings on the planet that are not me,
You can be sure there
will
be dumb
always be dumb butts.
butts. Babe,
Half of my eyes full of blood. Shall I go to a doctor? Yes.
Oh my
that
God,
or an
who's that?
exorcist or both, my guy.
BC, are you serious? Well, I mean, it is a
Goth Mama,
depends.
you
What
are
did
not
you do
late.
it? When I was taking out my contacts like 2 Halloweens
Nick!
ago, I had like those fake contacts that like look creepy.
Versus
and when
the
I
real
pulled
contacts?
it out, I pinched it.
All contacts are fake. Just so you know.
No, there are real contacts with real prescriptions. Anyway, I
So they're
pinched
fake-
my eye
so
and
they're
it
fake
became all
contacts?
bloody. So if it's something like that, no,
Like they're
I don't think you need to
contacts
go to
that
the
weren't real?
hospital.
They were not real
But if you
contacts,
hit
they
your
were fake
head,
contacts?
you better go to the hospital.
They were like fake contacts that were supposed to look like contacts but weren't really contacts?
Right. They were just for color.
Fake contacts.
Yeah. Fake
All right.
contacts. Cosplay.
Next one, I'm going to add some fuzz and texture. I'll leave the bass higher in the mix so you can hear it. Okay. Yes, Alan. Lynette in the house. Alan, I will be giving my definition of sin, but it will not be the Google version. It will not be the Google version. Okay, guys, we got 2 minutes before we launch our first song for the big homie DJ Gabe. But I want his
Man.
picture. Where is his picture, Missy?
I'm trying to get this up from PicMonkey, and what the heck? Why is it not going in order?
Looks like somebody's having a hard time.
Somebody hates somebody else's computer.
Looks like
What
somebody's
they've
having a
done.
hard time.
You've destroyed my computer.
That's what it appears to me. I think I'm going to get the problem solved before you. You
I'm
know what'd be
already
really
fi-
cool
I'm
is
just
if
waiting
you,
for this to.
if you could
I can't even get to the chat. I know that's where you're about to say. I can't get there because this is like temporarily frozen until it. There
You know
we
what's
go.
amazing is that
There
when you were working on this computer, you'd
That's
always
what you're about
complain
to
that it
say.
was a problem.
I can't get there.
Why?
Now you're on that computer,
Why
and
is
now
that?
you're complaining that this
Because
is a
when the
problem.
computers get full, they don't work well. And so we finally got some deleted off that computer, and guess what?
Some deleted?
He's using it, and here I am with another friggin' full computer.
All right,
which
here's
I
my
hate.
buddy. I'm going to call this guy Swamp
I
Thing.
actually was gonna stick in between us.
Really?
Yeah, at least for
But
a
that's
little
where
while.
we put the lyrics, though. And that's where we put the video.
Yeah,
We
but
can't
it's
do
just
that.
temporary.
No, he's got to be by me. He's got to be by me. There you go, buddy.
Okay,
How you doing? Good to see you.
but I'm jealous.
I need you to
want-
make that a little bit
I
smaller,
want
though, B.
I thought you could make it smaller. Every time I make it, okay.
Uh-oh. I might be able to make it smaller. Let
I
me
always
see.
thought you could. There you
Let
go.
me see.
Yeah.
Let me do that. I don't think I made it smaller. Nope, you can't.
Okay. All right. Well, you can make it bigger. Is that it?
This is your doing. You can just relocate it to whatever. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
There you go.
You got it?
Try that.
Jazakallah. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Yeah. How are you guys?
How is everybody doing? Greetings, mortals.
Like Amy Lee, Vin and Semantics.
Let's do this. Vin and semantics. Definition of sin equals Jambi. Jambi, stop it. You ain't no definition of sin nothing. You're too nice of a fella. I've talked to you offline, Jambi, so you can't do the you can't do the I'm Jambi, I'm bad. You ain't bad nothing, bro.
I'm bad.
You're a better person
Oh
than me.
yeah, that's
Good
right.
Lord.
I wanted to change my.
What?
I wanted to log. I like logging in as Sori Secret so I can.
I know.
It's very fun for me.
Yeah. That picture, man, that picture is legit.
I know. You have an eye for art. That's for sure.
I do. That was my picture. I made that one.
It's true.
That icon in Sori Secrets, that's mine.
That's him.
In another house, I'm going to have a wall, and it's you know what? That's boom.
Whoa.
The whole fucking wall, bro.
No, but your other one beside it.
Just you. No.
Yeah, the one that I have right
No.
here. I'm actually going to be changing my Facebook.
No. Just you. The big giant thing in the back with that color. Oh my God, that would be so legit.
But I'm just a regular human being. And
You ain't no regular human
posting me up like that.
A regular human being, bro.
Do you
You know that. You know you ain't no regular human. Why do you always do that shit, bro?
Because you know what I'm saying.
No, I truly don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. You're the draw. You're the main draw. They stick around and tolerate me, right? You're the draw, and I'm completely fine with that. Just if you see us in the street, don't do anything dumb. I might have to stab a bitch. Uh-oh. Okay. It is our 16th wedding anniversary. Holy
Red Bull through a straw is not regular.
What? Shout out to Lynette. Shout out to Lynette. 16 years married. Okay, Lynette.
Ooh.
We see you.
Oh, it's your anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Boop, 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 boop. Happy anniversary. Shout out to the homie.
And homette. You know, fights happen.
Shout out to the big homie.
You guys
taking
survived.
Care of her. Shout out to the big homie taking care of our sister. We appreciate you. You better keep it up.
Oh, AT. I know. We have these discussions all the time. And I tell him, even if somebody was like, oh, she's pretty, I'll watch that channel. As you're saying, people don't stay for that.
I'd stay for it.
No, people stay for
like I'm
the
looking at it right now. I'm
conversation.
like, holy shit, that girl's really pretty. Then
yeah.
I'm like, no, that's mine.
That's
And then we're gonna go off and play Fortnite. We're gonna fuck shit up, but then we're gonna talk philosophy. We're gonna talk about Hoffman. We're gonna talk about that crazy guy Leo. It's a good fucking life. And then you're gonna do some shit to piss me off. I'm gonna do some shit to piss you off.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna be like, why are you angry at me? And you're gonna be like, fuck you. And I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna play Fortnite. Do some push-ups. Okay, guys. Shout out to Hamburgers Furious something. Cassie eats cockroaches. I don't know Cassie. Oh, back to back. Shout out to Zombie Holic.
Hi.
Vin, you should get sleep study done. See how bad your sleep apnea is.
Yeah, maybe they'll figure something out that will help you.
You know what the problem is? Is that I've been through so many close calls recently in my life that I really feel like that if I died in my sleep over some dumb shit like that, I deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. Like, if I told you guys...
we all deserve it as well?
If I told you guys about the last 3 years of my life, I promise you not a single one of you would believe it. So,
it's
like,
so true.
To get out of that and then to, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just don't think it's going to happen. But, you know, I've always felt like I had this secret deal with God where it was like, because I was supposed to die and that whole situation happened, I just always feel like, yeah, man, I just... Because I'm immortal. You know what I'm saying? Until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, until he says, all right, man, let's go.
That's what every single badass that ever died.
No, I'm not saying it because I'm a badass. I'm saying it because God already, I've been protected my whole life.
So then how could you picture anything outside of that?
So how could I be afraid of anything? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, everybody.
Something like sleep apnea is not going to kill me. I mean,
honey, that puts a lot of strain on your heart.
Yeah, I got a good heart, though. I got a good heart.
Yeah, but...
Yeah,
do I stress you out? I do.
The thing is, I told you a million times. Is I love having fights that normal couples fight about. I don't like fighting about. No, we cannot go on a killing spree and kill everybody that said bad shit to you on Facebook.
Yeah.
And like have to sit there for 2 hours and have that discussion. Like, I'd much rather have her. Okay. First song on the way, guys. We have been talking way too long. The first song on the way. Sweetheart, you've got to change the name of that title, bro.
What happened?
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Where?
We've got a DJ stream, ladies and gents. You guys know the drill. Right there is the big homie Swamp Thing, but Swamp Thing is supposed to represent our DJ of the day, and you can see it right there on the screen. That is DJ Gabe.
Yep. Shout out to Gabe. I don't know
We've
what
got
title
Acid
you're
Bath
talking about that you
coming.
want me
We've
to
got
pick.
Pearl Jam coming. We got a lot of cool shit on the way. You guys know the drill. We're going to start with a little bit of a commercial and then off we go. First up is Acid Bath. We'll see you on the other side, bitches. I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get matched down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com and I'll show you the details about how to pull
You
that
can
off.
also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee,
Can't
a
guarantee
positive
you a
review.
positive review.
Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
Rubbish.
British for
That's
garbage.
British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you
Find
into
my
Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
They do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. Damn liars. We are back.
I am in a funny
Yep.
mood
You have to be.
today.
You have to be.
It froze on the merch. Unfreeze. Perk, you froze it all. Okay, they heard me say it.
Okay, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the very beginning of another DJ stream. This one is for DJ Gabe. Shout out to
Yes.
Gabe. And we have looks to be an awesome lineup. Definitely seeing some Pearl Jam at the end of the stream, so I'm super excited about that.
I am
And
excited
as Vin
for the
said
bath
previously,
in acid.
subtle change is Rivers of Nihil.
Nihil.
We were literally talking about that band like 2 hours ago,
Mm-hmm.
and Vin was talking. Anyway, so here we are. I thought when I came in here to upload the list, I'm like, oh, that's why Vin was talking about the band, because he saw it on the list, and then I realized Gabe literally just sent it to me, or I just got it. So wrong-o. Vin was just talking about it like it's like you knew something.
What are you talking about?
Anyway, so
What do
it's
you
very
mean?
exciting.
What are you saying? What are you trying to say? What are you telling me?
I'm telling you, you're wildly intuitive. Anyway. So, here we
God.
are. Our first song is Acid Bath God Machine.
Yes.
If you're interested in a DJ stream, send us an email, vinsori@gmail.com, and just put, live stream or DJ stream bitches on it. Unless you're that fella that doesn't like the cursing, and in which case just put the B and don't put anything else.
Bees.
Bees. The
Yes,
bee's knees.
Because all right, Acid Bath God Machine, let's go.
The God machine is hungry for individualism and right praise. The skull farmers do their rain dance and pray the machine falls to sleep. She holds me close and whispers wet. There are cannibals among us, mad in love with dry dead boys in the backs of abandoned cars, smoking the bones of children, plotting the murder of love.
Yeah, I mean, look. I got converted to metal by Woodstock 99. Which is the ultimate live show ever, in my opinion. So, live heavy metal has always been my thing.
Yeah.
Because that's how I came into it. And that's all I know as far as, like, that's what metal is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm always going to be particular to a live showing. Now, what I didn't know in my journey into metal was that Korn was at the height of their career with a major label that had millions and millions and millions of dollars to invest in sound engineering and equipment so that they sounded better live than they do on in the recording. But I did not know that was the exception and not the rule. So I'm not going to mention the name of the band. Don't even ask me. But the first time I saw one of the most massive bands of all time, they were absolutely horrible. But I caught them at the beginning of their rise. So they had
which band was that?
shit instruments and all the rest of it. Very funny. Very, very funny.
I just thought maybe you would be soft to me. And
I gave you specific instructions.
I thought you were instructing them.
What was the guy that said that he punched the nurse in the face because she gave his wife a COVID shot without his permission?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That shit is crazy, bro.
It's insane.
That shit is people are out of their
What
minds.
in the world?
Okay, so my point is I saw that band. Of course, I then saw that band again 3 years later, and they became massive.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, the band was Slipknot. I mean, when I first saw,
Why would you say that?
when I first saw Slipknot, they were horrible.
Okay.
Just terrible. But they had just started. But I understood.
Hope they don't lose records now that you said that.
It's like a year or two, right? It was a year or two from when I got my first guitar. So I understood what the musicians were doing, and I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea. That is pretty." You know how like I can play? I'm like, "Oh, that's gonna be a banger," even though it's just the strings. It's not even amped, but I can.
Yep.
So like, if you play guitar, you can, and if you've been listening to metal for a while, you can tell what they're trying to do. You go,
Okay.
Oh, okay, that works. That goes. So there were a couple points in this song, so I'm like, oh my god, on the CD, I am certain that it's ridiculous. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm okay with losing some sound quality for the live performance if the guys are actually performing. In the sense of, if they actually love the music they're playing, and if you can tell that they're into the music, then I'm good with sacrificing some quality. But if you have bad quality and low energy, like that other band that we saw when the guy he dropped his guitar and I said nothing has changed. Remember when he dropped the guitar and then he kept hitting the string and I said the song doesn't sound any different at all?
No, he took his guitar and he flipped it over and he put the strings onto the amp and he was going.
And I said it changes the song nothing. It doesn't change the
When
damn
you
thing.
said that, I died laughing. It was hilarious.
Because I was right.
It was, yeah.
It didn't change a damn thing.
It really didn't
I don't
change
know if
anything.
and he was a guitarist. This wasn't a bass. This was the guitarist. And this is a band. There's only one guitar in the band. So
Silly.
yeah.
Silliness.
So my point is, Acid Bath. Okay, sure. They didn't have like the very good production in the song, but sonically and energetically they were great. Hey, Sadie's in the house. Excelente. Yeah, so what happened?
Because remember I showed you the geckos that Matt has?
Yeah.
He said that he said, "Hey, sorry, Phoebe just made me spit my Dr. Pepper everywhere." I heard her saying, "Sorry, are you going to eat the cricket or not?" Well, dang it, Vin stole it.
I would have stolen it.
No, not those.
That was a good one with Jambi. That was very well placed with the Jambi.
Yeah.
Huh? That was
Yeah,
very.
it was.
I'm gonna actually watch that later on today.
Oh my gosh.
Watch it again. Shout out to Sadie. So okay, so we got that out of the way. I understand. The sound quality wasn't what we wanted, but as a guitarist, I understood what they were doing, and I thought it was great. So I understand. It is what it is. Okay. Lyrically, what do you think was going on with you?
As this is, for me, I think it's kind of been like a very like difficult couple weeks, especially like
Yep.
lately. It just seems like, you know, there just seems to be more horrible things happening, and you know, our village is so big that, you know, there's a lot of pain in our village, and you know, so I guess what I'm getting to is that, well, I mean, you guys saw us the other night. We were arguing about stuff. Very stressful. We're stressed out a little bit, but there's just so many things like all coming together at the same time, and I'm very, 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 very grateful for this channel and for all of you guys. And so for me, even though the sound quality, I guess I didn't even realize that it was shit quality, because all I was thinking about was, you know, the music, and these people they're playing their hearts out, and the crowd is loving to be there with them, and we're all here together, like almost like in a mini show, because we're watching a live show and we're all here together, and I'm super, super, super grateful. And I think sometimes when our friends, you know, you villagers message us and stuff, and sometimes it takes a little bit for us to get back to you guys. And like, obviously that kind of makes me sad. Like, it's impractical to say I'm going to respond to everybody's messages like immediately when they send them, because we have a family and stuff, like a bunch of kids. and everything. But at the same time, like, I feel bad that there are people within our village that are kind of secluded from other people. So this is just like a little mental health thing. Like, you guys can, there's places where can't they hang out? Can they hang out on Discord or something if they don't have... Okay, if let's say you can't afford Patreon, it's $1 a month to get in there and to get into the alliances. And if you can't do that, send us an email and we'll find a way to get you in so you can chat with other people and make friends and stuff, because we really want to make sure that everybody is good. Like, we have lots of people to talk to because everybody's talking to us, but we really want everybody to be able to have lots of people to talk to. So I just have to tell you guys, I love you very much, and I'm very grateful for this channel, and I'm grateful that you guys hang out with us when we do these. Like, we never come on and we're like, shoot, nobody's hanging out with us. Like, there's always people that show up and do this music with us. So for me, the song was just, I actually, what I saw of the lyrics, I thought we were talking about abortion. I don't even know if that's completely off or what, but I love you guys. That's what I have to say.
Yep. Yeah, and in the last 3 years since we've all been together, you guys, pregnancy announcements, we told you guys for our family, fucking car accidents, fucking crazy things. I think people piece together like the individual that we're dealing with, situation. Like, it's just it's a pretty crazy. It's crazy. If you'd have told me 3 years ago, especially considering, I don't know, because I feel like I've lived like 18 lives. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like,
I don't feel like I've lived 18, but 5 or 6.
Coming out of the environment we were just in, the irony is unbelievable. And there's a reason I don't like come out and explicitly say XYZ locally, just because, I'll tell you later, but I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, back to Acid Bath. Shout out to Gabe.
So I loved it. I loved that. So let's definitely get into the lyrics.
The God machine is hungry for individualism and right brains. The skull farmers do their rain dance and pray the machine falls to sleep.
Oh, and Gabe wanted to say that the beginning of this he finds to be haunting. The voice at the beginning, it was the reading.
In the live word? Or on the
well,
album?
I assume it's in the live because that's the version he sent us, but it's funny because I didn't even get a creepy feel when he was reading it. All I thought was, I love spoken word.
There's another Acid Bath song on the list. Do you want us to try the official video? I don't care if it gets blocked, bro. We did one yesterday that got the stream suspended. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be like falling in reverse, but, I don't care. To be honest with you, I'd much rather see the live version, but it's up to you because you're the DJ.
I love seeing the live.
What do you think the God machine is? She holds me close and whispers wet. These are cannibals. There are cannibals among us, mad in love with dry dead boys in the backs of abandoned cars.
Mine says dry dead with dry dead whores.
Oh, okay. That's probably better
makes
than
more sense.
It makes more sense than boys. Mm-hmm. Okay. She holds me close and whispers wet. These are the cannibals among us, mad in love with dry dead whores in the back of abandoned cars, smoking the bones of children, plotting the murder of love. Holy shit. Strapped into the chair, the needle now descends as they lick their cracking lips. Their twitching never ends. Blood beneath their fingernails. Swallow all my pain. Dirty needles break the skin. Suck hard as I drain.
See why I thought it was abortion?
Honey,
what?
I thought strapped into the chair as they lick their... I thought it was the electric chair.
Huh? Oh.
Or lethal injection.
Yeah, but why is there blood beneath their fingernails?
Or lethal injection. Be electric chair or lethal injection. That's what I thought it was.
Suck hard as I drain.
Well, listen to how he describes it. As they lick their cracking lips, the twitching never ends.
Yeah, what's the twitching? Oh.
Their body after they die. Because they're full of electricity. They're twitching and all that shit. The only reason I'm like, maybe I have it in my head because of the movie we saw yesterday. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was the electric chair. I thought the dude was in the electric chair, and he's licking his lips and he's twitching and all that.
Okay, if I just come out of it, like let's not go in with any preconceived notions or ideas. Strapped in the chair. I mean, who gets strapped in chairs? Okay, you have the electric chair. You also have
lethal injection. I mean, although the lethal injection is kind of like a bed, it's not a chair.
Yeah, and the strapped in a chair. Couldn't that be like if you're going to a mental hospital? The needle now descends. And this part, as they lick their cracking lips, their twitching never ends. Like, you know, I think that there are some people that probably work in those places that are genuine people that want to help.
What places?
Like,
as an executioner?
No. If it was like a mental hospital. Like, I could see doctors in that situation being great, but I could also see some of them being, like, psychotic themselves.
Right.
But, which would be, like, their twitching never ends.
Right,
Blood beneath their fingernails, swallow all my pain, dirty needles break the skin, suck hard as I drain.
I see. Dr. Reginald McNugget is saying big chair, round chair, fuzzy chair, BDSM chair. I don't know what that means.
Ew!
What?
Sorry, I just hate grossness.
What?
Sunken eyes, a twisted
Hold
spine.
on. AT said something really crazy. Apparently, they used a giant electric chair to kill an elephant at the Coney Island circus that killed multiple people. Circuses and zoos are horrible. Holy shit.
That's disgusting. And I wow. If that really
kill an
happened,
elephant?
AT, that's very sad. And because of it, multiple people ended up dying.
Well.
Because you put so much electricity. Well, you know what? Okay, I'm not going to say that because it's not right. But I want to say, well, fuck those people for going to watch an elephant die like that. But that's not right because people are worth more than the elephant. But still, I mean, come on. I don't believe that. That's so sick.
Look,
that poor elephant got
Jesus,
dragged out of Africa
you know
or
what
wherever
Jesus
he
said.
was.
You know what Jesus said to Balaam?
It's true. Yeah.
I'd have killed you and spared your donkey.
That's true.
So
that's true. That's
you get
true.
what you get, man. You get what you get, bro. You can't.
How could you want to see that? Ugh. Something that big? Ooh. Okay. Wow, that's really sick.
I think it's so funny. Strapped into the chair, needle and out of sense. It's much. I don't think it's the electric chair or abortion or anything. I think it's to your state a mental hospital where they strap you to. Now look,
But dirty needles.
We had it's basically saying like the people that are supposed to be taking care of you, they got dirty needles. They don't know anything. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I was in one of those institutions. They didn't strap me down and put me in a chair. Oh, well,
it depends on which one you're at, I'm sure.
Okay, so I was the one that I was at was like max security for like people who were like, you know, whatever, like really like not attention people, like. But before that, I was in the juvenile one because I was still like 17. I was in the juvenile one, and they were just saying all types of crazy, like, you know, telling me what to do and all this shit, and I was like, hey, get the fuck out of here, like. Smart stuff that makes sense. Like, hey, you can't have that. That's sharp. Like, obviously, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you need to take your meds, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get that. But, like, shit, like, even, like, saying, hey, we got to shut down at 11. We got staff, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Like, that makes a lot of sense. But dumb shit like, you have to wear this sock, that sock, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I was like, bitch, I'm like, you're crazier than anybody here. What the fuck is wrong with you? Well.
You said that?
Yeah. Well,
what did they say?
I said, what is this sock? I said, you probably have like some disorder or something. Like, who cares about whatever sock? She said, well, mind your business, because it wasn't mine. It was the other person. I was like, whatever, bitch.
Mind your business.
Whatever. And then, so that one, they sent the big guy, whatever, and I was like, and they're like, hey, just come into this room. We got to talk to you. So we went to this room. It's like this padded room. But it wasn't like a padded room, like white walls. It was like gym mats.
I was going to say gym, yeah.
There were no chairs or whatever. So they go in and they're like, we're going to have a conversation with you. So they brought me into the room and then they closed the door and locked it. That was the conversation. They just locked me in that room. They didn't know what to do with me.
Babe, what did you do?
Nothing. I was chilling. I didn't care.
You just sat there, what, thinking?
I just sat there. You know how I get down. Well, my mom showed up.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, my God. She blitzed up. He was so bad. They basically they're like, please leave. Yeah. And then I almost died like 2 weeks later, and then they put me in the adult one. So shout out. I don't really know the point of that. But my point is, like, I've never had the experience of like, oh, you're in the institution and they strap you down and then they jab you with all this stuff. Like, I never had that experience. Like, I had to sign consent forms and all that shit when I was in the hospital. So I don't know if that represents a, I don't know if that represents a.
I got it, Gabe.
Hey, maybe in the profession, in the discipline, they're like, hey, we can't treat people like this, blah blah blah, and it, you know, evolved or whatever. But yeah, I never had that experience, but I'm sure that happens to people where they just strap you in a chair and they do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen to me or anybody else.
But
that
then
I saw there.
it gets really weird because it doesn't sound like it's actually something like that at all. Sunken eyes, a twisted spine, a whiter shade of pale. Rockabilly man came to pound the coffin nails. Inject my stomach full of cockroach eggs. Okay, really? That's just gross. Their machine is coming carried on 1,000,000 legs. What could that be?
I don't know. Is it the TV?
Why would it be carried on 1,000,000 legs?
Because so many people are watching it.
Yeah,
Sunken
but the
eyes, a
machine is
twisted
coming.
spine, a wider
let's
shade
see.
of pale. Yeah.
Waking in the sleep of reason, winter is the forever season. Lick thy mother's bleeding lips. From this glass of hate we sip. F the glass, we pump the keg. Kill conception at the egg. Her chin is wet with someone's hate. Love, disfigure, amputate, amputate, amputate.
This dude can write his
Yeah.
ass off.
Can you
Her chin
remember
is
how
wet
it
with
felt to
someone's
be
hate. Holy
alive? Your God machine is cold and dead. Your eyes, they cannot cry. F your deity is of dying love. We have shot them down from the skies above. Screaming, convulsing, my eyes are bleeding. Be silent now and take your beating. I
Wait,
wonder
scroll up again. What did he say he's gonna do?
about what?
Fuck your deities of dying love. We have shot them down from the skies above. Whoa. Spurgeon used to use the term dying love a lot to talk about Jesus.
He did.
Dying love. Yeah, he died for you.
I wonder how long you will live with a bullet in your gut. Yeah, because remember that he said to shoot it at the egg?
Yeah.
Kill the conception at the egg, and they had put all the eggs inside of his stomach.
Ugh.
I wonder how long you will live with a bullet in your gut. I wonder how much shit you'd talk if your throat was cut. I wonder what you'd sound like begging me to let you breathe. I wonder how much pain it would take to make you believe in me. I'm your God machine. F your God.
Yikes.
But see, it was like kind of more the ending too, where I thought, well, maybe we are talking about abortion. Like, you know, if we've thrown around this idea, and maybe that's something you didn't want to talk about publicly. That cartoon that you were talking about doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like this would
That
be
would take a lot out of me.
Sort of the
Do that cartoon.
yeah, I know. Sort of the do you think it has anything to do with abortion?
No.
Okay. Then
I mean, I think it has to do with humanity and our propensity to do horrible things to each other. And, you know, whether the first verse is talking about mental institution or whatever, but the way he's talking about humanity, I mean, it's not a very high view of humanity. And the end of it is kind of, you know, again, like, This is the thing, like, because, you know, we were joking before we went live, like, oh, Vin will find some way to get to Jesus. Mm-hmm. But, like, half these songs are mentioning God, mentioning these issues.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm your God machine. Your God machine is cold. I'm your God now. Like, what are we supposed to do with that? Supposed to act like God's not mentioned here? And he ends the song saying, I'm your God machine, fuck your God. So apparently that's a controlling theme throughout the song. Are we not supposed to talk about it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, I know.
What can you do? Maybe he's talking to God in the last verse. I wonder how long you'd live with a bullet in your gut. I wonder how much shit you'd talk if your throat was cut. I wonder how you'd sound begging me to let you breathe. I wonder how much pain you would take to make you all believe. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So maybe he's reversing and saying, okay, God, what if I was God and I put you in these situations? Because, you know what I'm saying? Because God, you know, would be responsible for all this in the universe of this song, basically.
Okay.
So that's how I think that maybe the guy is saying that this is how God treats people. So now, how would you like it if I turned the tables on you, God? And what if I became your God? And blah blah blah. That's how I'm interpreting it.
Oh, wait a minute. We skipped this beginning. The maybe this will tell us more. The
No,
God
we didn't.
machine is
I
hungry.
read that, and then you said that Gabe said that it was haunting.
Oh, I guess I was thinking about something else when you read it.
I should have made a bet out of that one.
Brains.
I should have made a bet out of that one. Damn it.
Dance. I wouldn't have bet with you.
You've given up.
No, I haven't given up. It's just I didn't have a definitive. Yes, I did. I didn't have a definitive, so I wasn't going to bet with that.
I would have won that bet. Okay.
You did read it. Okay, there are cannibals among us, mad in love with. Oh yeah. Smoking the bones of children, plotting the murder of love. I still feel like we don't have it down, but okay. So you're thinking that this. because this is individualism. Oh, wait. Say again what your interpretation of this song is.
I just think he's commenting on human nature and our propensity to hurt and destroy. And it looks like he's talking about it in the context of, God being in the backdrop. Of course, the concept of whatever the God machine is, I don't know precisely what the God machine is, because it says right there, the God machine is hungry for individualism and right brains. So maybe he's saying that he's the God machine, or that his music, the medium, and his fans all collectively together are the God machine, which is why he says it has millions of legs.
Because it's propped up by everyone. Right.
And so at the end, he says, I'm God. Ah! You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Looks like the way for me.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. This one's going to be hard for me to rate because how I was feeling when it was playing.
How were you? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because I was feeling all like sentimental and...
Right. Because you were imagining being at the show.
With all of us.
Yeah, like what happens at shows.
Like, seriously, people. Like, I think that... I think the vast majority of the village is going to become Christians. And that we're going to be in a giant rock show on the other side. So I think I was kind of like picturing that. So for me, it was a 10. But I think that that's probably irrational. But I'm still going to go with it because that's how I feel about it.
So you give it a 10?
Yes. Because I just...
Yeah, you're really emotional, right? But, I mean... We got a pretty emotional email from one of our folks. Mm-hmm. The show must go on. So,
one of the villagers.
One of our folks.
Yeah, I just wanted people to know, like, it was a villager.
Yeah,
it's very active with all.
When I say our, I'm talking about all of us, y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm not gonna let my emotions get the best of me. This song's at 8.8. I like it. Lyrically. Love the live performance. Very, 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 very good, strong opening. If you are a square and you're in regular YouTube land, which means you're not with us in the live stream as you should be, and without DJ Gabe as you should be, then you're going to have to catch us again at 11 Eastern Standard Time. But for the rest of you, stick with it because we've got more songs and Vin's definition of sin coming right up.
Yeah,
I'm sure everybody wants to know that.
We have another Acid Beth song coming up, so I like when there's same bands back to back.
Maybe we'll just release them all on the same day.
We'll see.
Acid Bath Day. There you are, dear listener. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone. Sadie.
Why?
She's got to use her computer instead of her phone, and she's like, I freaking hate this computer. I'm so irritated right now. I love it. All right, 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. We going again.
Okay, so, honey, Gabe sent this email. So, Scream of the Butterfly. He said you're going to have to turn it up and hit boost next to the YouTube volume. It's quiet, but it's better audio quality than the ones I sent, which is live. Okay, so I don't know if you can...
We're not listening to it live.
Well, we can't, but the listeners can. So if you can just go in that email and just take that
Wait. What do you mean we can't, but they can? What do you mean?
Well, I'm assuming that this boost button is in the bottom of the YouTube video. Maybe they can hit it.
So we're...
Gabe, can people listening, like, we have to download the song, so we can't, like, hit a boost button. It doesn't work.
Yeah, we download the song and then we import it into this application. So right. I mean, whatever you want to do, bro. Me personally, people can make comments or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't.
It is what it doesn't affect the rating for me. So
it obviously didn't affect my rating. Matter of fact, it pushed me the other direction.
Yeah, but can we boost it and then download it in a boosted state? Because what happens is we take the link, we download it, and then it's from that we pull it. And I usually go with 1080. Sometimes the video will be 4K, very rarely. But so I'll go to the highest video quality and then go there. If do you think that that's going to translate when we download the song? Wait, what's going on with Cassia? What's going on with Cassia?
Keep on dreaming, Sori. I'm content being pagan. You'll change. Oh,
that's good. That's... Yeah, bro, I prefer the live version. Like, people can have opinions, and that's cool. Me personally, I prefer live versions, like I said, especially when it comes to Acid Bath, because from my vantage point, they've never disappointed. They've always been energetic live. So me personally, I would much rather do it that way. But if you really, really, really want to do the booth thing, we'll attempt it. We'll do whatever you want because it's your show. You know what I'm saying? What's the...
It's Stream of the Butterfly.
So we're on.
The link is in the description.
We're on the way to do that, guys. Commercials coming up. We will see you soon. We'll see you on the other side of the commercial. You guys know the deal. I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of Alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord,
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
and they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
What? No, now it's blinking.
Okay. Talk to him.
So, wait a minute.
Ask him the last thing they heard.
Audio is still down. What did you guys hear? Can you guys hear me now?
You should be able to. I can hear myself.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we're good. Perk said
Okay.
he can hear.
All right. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay, so I guess I'll just repeat that. We're doing a DJ stream for Gabe.
You don't need to repeat it. 'Cause-
Okay, so you ready to go?
Well, I mean, it's already there, right? I mean,
Oh, it was from before the commercial. It was when it stopped. I am. Please, my God. My mind looked just like two balloons. Interesting. Okay. We heard everything, but actually we heard nothing. Yeah, I'm sure, Gabe, because we've repeated it so many times. I'm gonna scroll up.
All right, guys, let's go. Acid bath. What is it? The Scream of the Butterfly. This should be interesting. Acid bath, Scream of the Butterfly. Let's go. Don't tell me you're going soft.
never felt this kind of you could cross the dissection with your kind of
Butterfly.
Scream of the Butterfly. I think the subject matter of the song is pretty straightforward, unfortunately. What was your thoughts?
I didn't read the lyrics.
Read the last
God.
read the last stanza. I don't
I met an angel with a sawed-off shotgun.
Scroll up.
Killed their parents?
Something cold is forced inside her, tears spills down her cheek. Stillborn songs of a dead dreamer, hymns of the needle freak. With sunlight in her hair, she smiles like she doesn't care. Her dreams are liquid blue. I cut myself again and again to remind myself of you. Holy shit. She's... You see what's happening here?
No.
He's got this girl, and he's talking about blood everywhere.
Oh, no.
Something goes inside of her. Surgery in the house of dissection.
Oh, no.
When your candle burns out, I'll resurrect you. She runs through a field of day. Yeah, it's just a shame that they eat their own babies. Who cares because the air is free. When will you get there? Will you kiss the dead for me? It looks to me like his girl had an abortion and he wanted to have a child.
Oh, no.
Because he says here, when you get there, will you kiss the dead for me? And then he says, it's never felt the same. Surgery in the house of dissection. When your candle burns out, I will resurrect you. And I'm assuming he's talking about the child. And then he says, hold on, one last other thing that he says that makes me.
No wonder he was singing it like that.
And he's saying, there's blood on the moon and the summer's cold. There's love in the room, but baby, that's getting old. Which I think is a double entendre. There's blood on the moon as we plan our escape. The goddess in bloom, handcuffed and raped. There's blood in the bathtub, baby. Murdered the king.
Oh, no.
And then it says, something cold is forced inside her. Tear spills down her cheek. Right?
But then it says stillborn songs. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the result. Right? So, there you go.
A creature made of sunshine. Her eyes were like the sky. Rabbit howls like something of a twisted lullaby.
The scalpel shines in God's sunshine.
The streetlights whisper pain. Down here near the poison stream, our God has gone insane.
I think what he's saying is that this is just...
Oh my God.
The world is just crazy. We're downwind of a poison stream. Like this planet that we're on is insane. I cannot...
Look at this. Into the sun she stares. She feels it die. I heard her cry.
I'll tell you what. When it comes to abortion, and this is something where I'm going to say this with a hell of a lot of force because it never gets talked about. Probably one of the worst videos I've ever seen in my entire life was on Father's Day. There's a man that was outside of a clinic yelling and crying his eyes out, "Please do not kill my kid."
Oh, God, I know. I saw that too. Oh, my God.
And they killed his child.
Yep.
And the responses were absolutely fucking sociopathic. Find another incubator. Hey. If the woman would have died in a car accident, you wouldn't have said that, right? You wouldn't have said that about that child. You'd have said, "Oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry that happened to you." So this never gets talked about in the discussion. There are lots of men that would say, "You know what? I'll take the kid myself. You don't have to do anything." Mm-hmm. And you go and kill that child. That's fucked up, bro. That is fucked up. That's not right. Now, I'm not speaking from experience, bless God, because I've never been in that situation, and I know a couple people that have been in that situation, and they've never, ever...
Villagers.
We know villagers. There was one particular guy, and they never, ever... Nobody advocates for them. Nobody says anything. You know what's really funny to me?
There's more than one villager.
I'm about to go off here. We're going to lose people. I don't give a fuck. You remember Dave Chappelle was talking about it? And he was saying, oh, okay, let me get this straight. You can sit down, decide to have sex. Now, I'm not talking about rape, incest, and all that. This is a separate discussion. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this situation. So Dave Chappelle says, okay. He says, let me get this straight. A woman can choose to have sex. It's her body. She can do what she wants. She can get pregnant, and then she can decide she doesn't want to be a mother. So then Chappelle says, cool. When the kid is born, don't fucking come to me for child support, because if you can kill him, I can certainly abandon the little motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Which is obviously true. But what do you call... I was in a discussion with somebody. I said, what do you call...
Sorry to hear that, Stephen.
Who?
Darara.
Yeah, it's not right. It's not right, because the man then has to pay child support when the woman decides she wants to have the child. Why? And he should pay child support.
Right.
Because, you know why? Because you laid down with a woman and you had a child, and if you're a man, you're going to take care of your seed. But where is the pressure on the other side? And so there's a lot of men that are in massive pain, and our society has said, fuck you. It doesn't matter if you're in pain. It doesn't matter if you lost a child, because we have to maintain this ridiculous fucking... I don't even know what... The logic is so fucking stupid to me. I'm going off right now because there are so many men. This never gets discussed. Ladies and gentlemen, all of us know it takes two to create a child, and our society needs to make a fucking decision. Either men have nothing to do with it and we're just sperm donors, cool. So when you have the kid, we don't need to support it. Or if we do have the kid and we need to support it, then that means we should have a say in whether or not our child gets disassembled in the womb. Period. End of story. This is bullshit.
No,
that
I
men
agree.
have to deal with this shit.
I agree. That's
make a fucking
wrong.
choice. Everybody's about choice. Okay, so if the man has nothing to do with it, you have the kid and fucking take care of the kid yourself then. Since we're gonna do this whole thing, right? Hear me roar, it's 2021, y'all are all liberated. Great. Take care of your own kid then. Don't demand child support. But you know that's bullshit. Okay then. So that means the man should have a say in what happens to his fucking child. I mean, come on, guys. Let's be reasonable. I mean, you're a woman. So, I mean, what's your view on this? Because it's the same old bullshit. If you don't have a uterus, you don't have an opinion.
No. I think it's... I can believe... I think it's horrible that two people took part in making that child. And like you said, like the woman can decide to keep the baby and then the father has to pay child support. But why is it that a woman can walk in and kill his child? Like, that's so crazy. I can't even understand how our world has gotten to that point where if you guys are not agreeing on it, and when I'm messaging people and the guys that are in this situation, to be honest with you, I was actually, you're not going to be surprised, but it's horrible. But because of my view on men, I was shocked to see men's reaction on that. I thought that most men would be like I thought there was like some men that would be like, this is horrible. But I thought that lots of men would just be like, I think because
when we ran into the kid at the clinic, I'm sorry, go ahead. We got to tell that story later, but go ahead.
I think because of the people, when I get this idea that the mother is the one that takes care of the kids and the father works.
Right.
And so even when we got together, we had to have conflicts about that because you were wanting to be included in the parenting of your own children.
I mean,
and
they're
I
my
was
kids.
not used to that. Yeah, I wasn't used to that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wasn't used to that. I was used to like fathers getting involved when, the kids were over the top bad. And so somebody had to, bring some order to the chaos. But the idea that you can have your child is in the womb of this woman because you guys were together and you created this beautiful existence together, and maybe things aren't going to work out between the two of you, maybe whatever, but to kill that child, the fact that she can go and murder that child within her and that the dad has no say, like, that's a fucking scary place to be.
And look, go back in almost all of our conversations on abortion. You know who ends up looking really horrible in all of our conversations on abortion? It's men. Because I'll always blame men for the vast majority
That's
of
true.
abortions.
Yeah,
I always do it.
Yeah.
And I've been imbalanced in it, and I'm going to continue to be imbalanced. Sorry, guys, because I believe that we should be carrying more of a burden in society than women anyway, so it should be imbalanced. That's why God gave you those shoulders. But, our society has to do some real I know it's very hard for our society to think rationally, but think logically and consistently about this topic. It is a fucking tragedy that a man has to stand outside begging. And we saw this personally, where it was the dad and the granddad rushed to the clinic, tried to get the girl out.
That's right, I forgot about that.
And then the wonderful, I'm not even going to talk about.
The dad jumped over
I'm not even going to talk about that because there were some litigation issues and all the rest of it. It was really, I'm not going to talk about Planned Parenthood, but it was just a fucking tragic situation. And the thing is, if you watch something like that and you say, damn, okay, that's one thing. Like, I don't think you're a horrible person if you don't become pro-life after seeing that video. But what really pisses me off about that video was all the commentary about, oh, you're just using this ridiculous rhetoric. Oh, you just want women to be incubators. Shut the fuck up. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, when you're a kid and you have a dad, and your dad sits you down and says, hey, one day you're going to have a kid too, and one day you're going to have a wife, and one day you're going to have a house. And then you meet a young lady, and you want to fulfill that dream. That's what's going on. To reduce that to, oh, it's just come on.
I know. It'd
Come
be
on.
like women want
Ridiculous.
their husband to work, right? They want their husband to be able to work so that way they can do what they need to do. And nobody's walking around saying, oh, so you just want all the husbands to be slaves then. That's all you want. No, nobody's reducing anybody to slaves. Nobody's reducing anybody to just incubators. But you two got together and you created this child. And the fact that a woman can I can't even, it's a crime. I can't believe it's not considered a crime that you can kill somebody else's child. You can kill someone else's child.
Think about what you just said. Think about what you said. You can't believe it's a crime to kill someone else's child. It should be a crime to kill a child, period.
Oh, I know.
It doesn't fucking matter.
I know.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying
it's next level.
But this
to
is
say,
like we're gonna say like you have to lower the standard to deal with horribleness, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm saying. Is like the natural thing is to say we shouldn't kill children, but now since we've accepted that, we're like, well, can we at least, if one parent wants the child and doesn't want to discard them, can that guy have the kid? No. Unbelievable.
I'll tell you what. Honest to goodness, if this is one of those situations where, like, a lot of times I feel like, man, damn it, men have we have the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
You know, the way the society is, blah, 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 blah.
And you do.
But in this
the rape
situation,
numbers, the murder numbers, the abuse
yes.
numbers, the domestic violence, you guys do get the short end of the stick. I don't
but
wanna
in this
swing
situation,
too far,
I'm not
but
swinging. In this situation,
You're right.
This situation, I would be terrified to be a man. Because what you're doing...
Well, you brothers, you better be very careful about who you choose to cohabit with. And I can't tell you, Goth Mama, how much I appreciate this. Read that.
I feel for any man who had their woman off their babies. I'm sorry, brothers. We link arms against the institution in all forms. The injustice, I mean.
Yeah.
Like, because the thing is, like, when you get pregnant, you're, like, super emotional and
Hold on. Yes, James, we are pro universal health care.
Yes.
And we're pro $15 minimum wage, although we need to probably be at $18.50 right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that should go up more.
Go ahead. Yes, Nick, that's exactly what she's doing. Okay, continue. I'm sorry. It's bad to be a man. You'd be scared. I said.
Oh, I would, because already, like, you have to trust the other person. Like, whenever I get pregnant and I'll, like, be doing stuff, you're like, why the fuck are you lifting that? Or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that kind of happens throughout because 9 months is a long time to let people, like, wait on you and you want to do your own stuff.
Yeah.
And so when you've already got that and you have to, you know, trust that the person's going to take care of themselves so they can take care of the child. And then the idea that when a woman is pregnant, because your emotions and your hormones are, like, whatever, and that she's in that situation and that she can go and kill that child. If I'm telling you, if I was a man, that would terrify me. I would have to be damn sure the girl was all in on having that child before I would be putting myself in that situation, because that, to me, that is unforgivable. In, like, God can find forgiveness for you, but, like, as a man, to be in that situation and to have somebody kill your child, like, I know the moms that have aborted their kids and they regret it after, and then they say, you know, when she was 5, the bus would be doing blah, you know, and they see all the different the markers throughout life. Oh, they'd be graduating this year or whatever. When there's that, but, like, the dad, like, he didn't even make that decision. He was begging to keep his child alive, and they can still kill that child. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The insanity, the absolute insanity that somebody can kill that child against the father's wishes is crazy to me. And then to flip it and be like, oh, she's just an incubator, and make it look like some injustice is being done to the woman. Like, what the frick is going on with people's brains? You
have control of your body, you sat down and you made a baby. That's what it means to have bodily autonomy.
And ridiculous. That's sad. When your candle burns out, I will resurrect you.
I'm not rating this song. It's a tragic song.
Through fields of daisies.
For everybody involved, by the way. Because if you're the type of young lady who would do that to your own child, and your boyfriend or husband or somebody who committed their life to you, if you did that to them, then something is not right with you. Something is disordered in you. And this is why I always warn people when they're really serious about getting into the ministry. I always say, like, be careful that you don't end up resenting these women.
Yeah.
Because that's a very, very real temptation. And so you always have to center yourself and say, a person's sin always, 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 always victimizes them the most. And Paul said the person who sins sexually sins against their own body. And so you still have to have empathy and understanding for that woman. You cannot allow yourself to be angry at her. You can be angry at the injustice, because anger at injustice is good, because it gives you the energy to keep fighting, to keep speaking. And like I said, I don't give a fuck. If you think that that's cool and you're offended that we don't think that that's cool, cool. I love you. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And there's a lot of you that know that this is right, but you're scared to speak out because you don't want people to dislike you on Facebook. Well, we've got a financial stake in this shit. See what I'm saying? At some point,
we feed our children off this.
Normal people have to stand up and say, what the fuck is going on here? Holy shit. Much love to everybody.
Steven,
but it's got to be dealt with.
De Herrera, I totally agree with what you're saying. When people use that type of language because they disagree with the pregnancy, and then they say, oh, she's just an incubator and stuff, I find it completely offensive. And a lot of times the different stuff that I see, like, women say because they're trying to defend abortion, I find it to be completely counterintuitive, and it sounds misogynistic, and I don't understand why they're doing that. Like, how dare, this is something that like literally men cannot do. They cannot do. They cannot get pregnant. This is like, we have this on them. Like, this is one thing that's an unbelievable thing. And especially if you can see it with right eyes, like you have life within you and that life grow. The crazy thing too is that your body is not dictating the growth of that child. Your body is there and is nourishing that child, but within that
the child is directing its own development.
It's friggin' unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we're a part of this, and this is like the most magical thing that can happen to a woman is that she's able to carry this child and bring this child into the world, and to reduce that to be an incubator, and to use that type of language when you're talking about an unwanted pregnancy. Well, it applies to all of them. Are we all incubators or not? Because that's not what we are. And how dare you try to reduce us to incubators because you don't want that child brought into this. No way. And that's one of the things, like, I feel myself to be like kind of like a feminist, but at the same time, I resent the movement for hating women in part of what they do. Like when they change everything and like the whole crew is looking like men, it's like, well, wait a minute. Why are you abandoning all forms of femininity and trying to look like men, but saying you're for us women? Like, what are you doing? There's just so many things like I'm not good with, but especially that, like, this is our thing. Or when people like speak against like women staying home with their children and like, I don't want to bake cookies and blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you mean? What job is more important than raising children? Like because we work from home, we are raising the future of our nation.
Well, just look at the rates for babysitters, and then you can see how valuable that job is. Mm-hmm. But you know, look, there's a lot of angles. I really appreciate you and Goth Mom talking about the injustice and all that, because it's an angle of this discussion that never gets brought up.
It's awful.
I appreciate what Amy's talking about. There's only 3% reported marital rapes. We know that number.
That's completely inaccurate.
That number, I think, honestly, if you were to pin me against the wall for marital rape, I'd say the number's probably within 10% of actual rape. You know, like, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Rain statistics. So,
yeah.
Look, all those things are there. I get it. But I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, and I get what you're saying about the vasectomy. I agree, Tina. I would much rather men get vasectomies than women get abortions every day of the week. I'm with you 110%. The question is not that, though. The question is, what if the man and the woman get married, they have the discussion, we're going to have kids, blah, blah, blah. Finally, Shorty gets pregnant. It's a great day. He's very happy. He's running around telling everybody, showing everybody ultrasound pictures. She gets up and decides she's going to kill that child. That's the issue, right? I'm not talking about using this as some sort of, the other, controlling women's body. We're not talking about that. Go, get the vasectomy, right? If you're a man and you push your girl into an abortion clinic for any reason, you're not a man, period. So get a vasectomy. But that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is men who committed to a woman, either girlfriend, fiance, marriage. They committed, they're discussing, they're talking about the future, house, kids, whole 9 yards. The girl gets pregnant, the guy's over the moon, and then she kills his child, and he has zero recourse. That's what we're talking about. And the only way that this dude could deal with it is to write a song about it. That's what I'm saying. And look, ladies, let me tell you something. Every time I do a video, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that. It's unwise. It's unwise. Okay. I'm not going to rate the song. It's a good song, good band.
Lisa said, I had an awful pregnancy and would never do it again, but at no time did I ever have a right to abort the child. I couldn't take care of him and gave him up, but he's alive and well. Exactly. And you know what? There's this story in the Bible where there was two mothers, and one of them like rolled over her baby during the night. It actually suffocated the baby. The baby passed away, and so she woke up and she saw that. So she traded her baby with the other lady's baby, and she took the one that was alive and put the dead baby with the other lady. When the other lady woke up, she knew that wasn't her child, and so they were both fighting over the baby that was alive. And they brought the baby to Solomon, and Solomon said, okay, cut the baby in half and give each woman half. And then the women, the one that was the real mother, said, no, let the baby live. Just let the baby live. Because she was real, like in her heart, she was a mother to that child. And that's how Solomon knew that that was the mother. And like you saying, look, I can't care for this child. I'm not in a place to do that. But you gave that child life. And you know, that's the heart of a mother. You are a mother. And I wish that other people were able to, you know, I pray that lots of people follow your path. If you can't take care of the child and you can't get the necessary resources and able to get the help that you need, put that baby in a family that's going to be good for that baby. Don't kill the baby.
No bullshit. If you have an issue with a baby, bro, send me a fucking email. I'm dead ass serious.
Yeah, I was literally going to say that 10 minutes ago, but I was like, should I have talked about that
Test
first?
us.
We're good.
We'll put our money where our fucking...
We're good.
Send me an email.
Send us an email.
And, you know, we'll take your word for it. If you got an issue, we'll fucking help you. Like, period.
Yeah.
Our whole village will help you. Even pro-choice baby killing people will help you in this village.
Right.
Like, we will help you.
Right.
Like... Anyway, it had to be said. We've been in this channel for 3 years. This is the first time I've ever advocated for a man ever. So it had to be said. So thank you to the women in the chat section, and thank you to the opposing views because they're very, very important. And I hope I gave equal weight to you guys on the screen there. You know, Amy talking about girls getting raped during pregnancy, very, very important. It's an angle that doesn't get talked about a lot in this discussion, et cetera, et cetera. Amy, I don't know or believe that it's very common for women to have abortions in the scenario I discussed, because from my vantage point,
I don't think that's
all but one of the women I knew were devastated by the abortion, but financially speaking, they were abandoned. There was nothing they could do in their minds, and at the time, I was not. This is another thing that kills me. And when people talk about abortion ministry, this is a major blind spot because they're so focused on, condemning the woman that they're not thinking about helping. I wish I'd have been able to circle back and say, hey, you can have this social program, this social program, this social program, this show. Like, there's programs out there available to them. Like, if I would have been able to show her that, like, she'd have that kid be alive today, bro. But when you get trained in this shit, it's never about that. It's never about helping them. That's why I used to say, hey, we can help you, blah, blah, blah. It's never about helping them. It's always about, you're horrible, blah, blah, blah. It's just fucked all around, man. But we're gonna end this shit in my lifetime. Period. Love all you guys. You might not think so, but look, the wounds of a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses. Yep. I'm not gonna multiply kisses. And look, if in the entire 3 years of this channel, it stops one person from killing that child, and if I make it so that one woman is able to hold her baby in her arms and say, what the fuck, I almost killed you, then that's okay. Fucking YouTube, shut it down tomorrow. I don't give a fuck, because this is life and death. This is not whatever. And people are like, oh, you always talk about, you always get worked up. What the fuck is there to get worked up about? A football game? What is there else to get worked up about?
I know.
We're fucking killing people all over the fucking world. We just killed 11 people like last week. Oops, my bad. 7 kids. Like, what are we supposed to get worked up about if not that?
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
No, you're right. You're right.
Let me ask you a question. For all you people that think I'm going overboard on this, it's fine. You have your pants. Okay. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you ever ranted and raved about something that wasn't directly connected to you? Maybe our perspectives are a little bit off is what I'm saying. Just explore it.
Yeah.
Just explore it. What do you get angry about? What makes you the most angry? Because what makes you the most angry tells you what you value the most.
Yep.
All right. Much love to everybody. I'm not rating the song.
No,
shout out to
remember, email us vinandsori@gmail.com.
Yeah, if you listen, if you're a young woman, we've done this already, and that's one of the reasons I respect the hell out of the village, because we did a campaign for a woman that was in a crisis pregnancy and her boyfriend was trying to get her to kill her child and shit, and we took care of that fucking baby registry, bro. Like 2/3 of it was villagers, and the vast majority of our villagers are pro-choice, so
we did real good.
We can work together. And make this shit happen. Abraham Lincoln said, we're not enemies, we're friends.
Right.
So we can work together. You don't have to agree with me on everything. Tina doesn't agree with me on everything, but she'll be there.
Right. Well, she's currently helping somebody raise their kid because the guy walked out.
100%. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like, she'll be there. You send us that email. people from this village will come behind you and fucking take care of you and your kid.
Yep.
I swear to God, we will.
Yep.
All right. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone. Holy shit. That'd be done.
Gabe,
man.
what are you doing to us?
Shout out to
very
Gabe.
good. This
Holy
is very
shit.
good, Gabe.
Shout out to
Very,
Gabe.
very, very, very good.
What a fucking world, man. God almighty. All right, guys. It's all good. Back at it. Yep.
You can do it.
Soraya's taking a little break. We'll be back. We'll be back. Hey, the anti-vaxxers. Anti-vaxxers. Yeah, we're not leaving, bro. We're not leaving. Sori needs to take a little bit of a break. I do too, to be honest with you. And we're coming right, but we're right here. When I say we'll be back, what I mean is we're coming with another song. But we're gonna be here for probably another 2 hours, inshallah. We'll see. But much love to everybody, man. I don't want anybody to feel condemned, although in discussions like this, it's very hard not to, especially considering how the Christian church has projected the topic. So any help in regard to how to communicate my convictions without compromising, without being as acerbic as possible, definitely welcome. VinandSori@gmail.com. In the cult, do we get cool hats? You get a bandana. You get a bandana. And the bandana like marks who, where you are in the Ville. Yep. So Amy's got you. We got you. We can form an entire coalition together. We're gonna take care of you. We're gonna do our best to take care of you, make sure things are good for you and your folks, and we mean that shit. So. But yeah, everybody gets a bandana. Oh man, what a world we're in, guys. We're very, very grateful for you guys, though. Understand, Cassia. Understand, and you're always, our conversation has always been an important one to me. I understand. I don't agree with you. But I understand. But your situation, sis, is not the situation that we're talking about. I'm not going to go and put out all your information there because you trusted me with some pretty important information. But your situation was different from what we're discussing, right? Can I have a rainbow bandana? I'm pretty sure if I ever got pregnant, my dad would make me get an abortion. I know. She. And that's why, Delaney, the vast majority of the time when I talk about abortions, I usually go after men because it's usually dudes that do that. So I hear you. But yeah, Cass, I get you, and I appreciate your patience with me. Hopefully. I was actually thinking about you a couple days ago because me and Sadie had a discussion and she said something and then I said something and then you popped into my head and the Lord was like, remember when you said this to Cassie and Cassie said this to you? You need to go apologize to your sister. So then I went and apologized to Sadie yesterday because of you and your patience with me. So thank you for that. Unbelievable. But you know what I love about the tripartite crown. That's funny. Dorian was looking that up a couple days ago. I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was. Oh yeah. Cass is an OG. She's a OG MA person. She runs our what do you call it? She moderates on she moderates on MA. And listen, you can go on MA, and MA is a free speech environment, but don't fuck with Cassie, bro. Cassie be like, look, I'm about to block your ass. You know, dude came complaining to me about it. He complained to me about it. I said, what happened? He said, I saw what happened because I was trailing that shit. They don't know. I'll be stalking that page, bro. Yep. So I was watching the whole shit happen, and she was like, you got one more chance, motherfucker. She didn't say motherfucker. She said, you have one more chance. The tone was there. Yeah, she said you have one more chance. And I'm watching. I was like, don't do it. He did it. And she fucking booted him. And then he messaged me. He's like, yo. He's like, I'm not gonna tell you how to run your page.
Good, then don't.
Right. But that's when you can tell a person's about to tell you how to run your page.
Right.
And the guy goes, you know, your moderators are out of control. I was like, what? Out of control? What the fuck? Who's out of control?
I'm pretty sure you passed the phone to me and told me to respond. You were like, type this, type that.
Oh man. All right. Cassie don't play. She does not play. Are you all right?
Well, you know how these things work.
I know.
Plus, there's so many faces and names to these. They're not just stories or like, oh, this could happen or this has happened to someone else. Like, when we bring these things up, I see people's faces. I see conversations. What happened? I've always been pro-choice because to me it made sense, but Vin made me convert. Really, all my theories about my body, my choice kind of seemed unimportant. That's cool.
Well, the ironic thing now is that the people who are saying my body, my choice in the service of death are the same people that were saying the opposite on the other issue. So it's unbelievable. Shout out to Amy.
Yeah, De Herrera, you be blocking everybody.
Amy, listen, you got to get out at some point, right? And when you know, I had to get out. You got to get out at some point. Although, I don't know. She's really, really good at her job, though. What I'm saying is, when you get done doing what you're doing, come over, join the cult. We'll make you the IT whatever of the cult in our little compound. It's great. Okay, guys. We got another one coming right for you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us on a Friday night. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna skip the commercial. Actually, we're not, because I need to re-download this video. So we will be right back. But we have another song coming for you. And by the way, guys, I'm gonna say one more thing. I am really, really, really proud of how we litigated this discussion back and forth. It was respectful, passionate. Nobody went crazy. Mm-hmm. Nobody called anybody any crazy names that I can think of. And there were some very, very good additions. So thank you guys for that. But let's keep that spirit up when controversial issues come up, and we'll be fine. We'll be a good cult.
Holly.
We'll be a good.
But Andre, he says I'm pro-choice, but I'm also a pro-life. Is that possible? No, you're either one or the other. If you're pro-choice, then that means you're for life or you're for aborting. It gives them the choice to make that decision. You gotta show up. You gotta show up, Amy. You gotta join the cult. All right, guys. The commercial is on the way. We shall resume very shortly. I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
Rubbish. That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
And a child shall lead them to buy our merch.
Buy our merch.
And a child shall lead them to buy our merch.
Well, mine was on.
Oh, mine was on. Okay. Welcome to the least controversial, funnest, thinnest, shallowest channel in all of YouTube, dear listener. This is Vin. We are Vin and Sori, and we review music. And this is you simplifying the situation.
Well, you're gonna need it. I don't know why you're in this one.
What are you doing?
Can you just put Patreon@gmail.com?
Why?
Because that's the email to that Trello board.
Can't we just get the song? What's the name? The name. Do me a favor.
It's right here.
Let's do this. Hit the link. There you go. Okay, and then yeah, just leave that there and then talk to the people.
How can I leave it there and talk to the people?
You just hit another tab?
Yeah, but you said leave it there. Okay, it's there, but I can't see the stream that way. Okay.
I see what you're saying.
What are you doing?
I see what you're saying. Well, it looks like it's the official video.
Right, it was.
So
well, it says. See, so you see what I'm saying?
So
yeah, what do you want me to do right now?
I don't. Yeah. Just tell the people that we're gonna get blocked, but that's okay, and that they need to stay on the stream.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, Gabe. So this one's gonna probably end up getting blocked because it's like Rivers of. It's like literally them that posted it. We can still try this one if you want.
No, we're going to do that one. Just tell them that it's going to get
okay, so what happens is if it gets blocked and suspended, we're going to be gone for like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds. And then it'll bring us back on. So just hang tight if that happens. The comment section will still be active, so you guys can still chat around with each other. We'll chat around in there with you. And then we'll be back around. So just be patient. Be patient if that happens. Gabe thinks it should be no problem, so we'll see. Hopefully he's correct.
Yeah, we're in good shape. We'll be in good shape.
Yeah, that's true.
And just guys,
buy our merch.
Yeah, if the thing goes down, just stay with us because
I already said that.
Oh well.
You're not paying attention. Okay, anyway, so we're in the middle of a DJ stream. We are, this one is actually going very long because we're getting into all these really long discussions,
Yeah, the guy chose
well done, Gabe.
Deep topics. And just, I when I saw Acid Bath, I was like, all right, cool, we're going to have some fun. And not that it's not fun, but I didn't perceive the dude in Acid Bath to be a lyricist, but he can write his ass off.
I had no idea.
He can write.
One
Shout out
thing
to Acid Bath.
Okay, so our DJ streams, you get to pick the songs that we're going to listen to, and it has to be at least 4 of them, and then that's what makes a DJ stream. You can do just one song, but it's just not a DJ stream. Anyway, so Gabe is our DJ tonight, and these are the songs that he's picked. One thing that's kind of interesting, though, is our song reviews can be anywhere from like 15 minutes to an hour and a half for one song. You don't know what it's going to be.
Sorry, guys.
So Gabe has picked songs that have been... Like, our conversation has gone long on them. So, shout out to Gabe for...
You're exactly right about Baptist, 100%. All right, go ahead.
For picking some painful but important topics for us tonight.
Pain.
Okay,
and
guys. Delaney just said, I just made hot cocoa.
Shout out to Delaney.
We have the best hot cocoa machine.
Best.
It's a machine that you put the chocolate into the basket and pour the milk in. You push a button, and within a couple minutes, it slowly stirs the whole time, melting all that chocolate, and then you just pour like this.
I want to give like everybody that machine,
but
and then have you do it.
That machine, we bought that machine for like, it was cheap. It was like $14 or something like that. At TJ Maxx, he's right.
So you did that
and
for
I
church?
went to go buy another one because some bratty children broke the cover of it, and
was that me?
No, it was the kids.
Oh,
they broke the cover on it. It can be used without the cover, but I like completion. Anyway, I went to see. They were like, those things are like $80.
Cassio, when is your birthday?
You wanted one for your birthday? They're wicked good.
Cassia, what's your birthday? Cassia, send us an email your birthday. I'm serious. Okay. And don't get all weird, Cassia, okay? I mean, you do admin work for us. I mean, it's, don't be weird. It's okay.
Oh, no, she didn't say I wanted one. She said I want one. Oh, I see. Okay.
We got you.
Skylar's like, make one a giveaway for all of us.
We got you, Cassia. We got you. It's Cassia's birthday.
Okay.
I'll never tell, she says. Email, vinsori@gmail.com. I didn't ask how old you were. I just want the birthday, though.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Just the
and your address.
The day.
And your address. Okay.
No, yeah.
Let's go. Rivers of Nihil, subtle change, including something about dissatisfaction dance. Let's do it.
That's pretty sounding. Ooh, Gabe, this is good.
Yes.
As you drift back to what you were before you came here.
Happy birthday, Cassia.
You're terrible. It's not her birthday.
Sickness and rain.
This shit right here, bro. Saxophone. Saxophone.
Yeah. like this. Wow.
Damn.
Wow. No.
Wait, no. No.
That's
Are you
it's not
fucking-
it's not an album review. Wow, it's
no,
a very
no,
good
no.
song.
Wait a second.
Holy moly.
Wait.
That is a very good song.
That was, yeah, I mean, 8:35.
Holy moly.
Yeah, that was it. I'm assuming it's one of those albums where one song
Gabe,
bleeds.
it goes into another song. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's one of those
So
albums where a
sorry.
song bleeds into another
Yeah.
song. As you were saying that.
Yep.
Gabe. Whoo! Yesterday, a rating happened in Vin and Sori history
Uh-oh.
that has never happened before and will never happen since. We reviewed "Symptom of the Universe" by Black Sabbath,
Okay.
and it got an
And
Omega rating.
Vinny went with an Omega.
It got an Omega rating. Those ratings can only be given once in the entire life cycle of the channel. So we had an Omega rating yesterday. Now listen. The drums on this song, Davey pointed it out. The drums on the song were ridiculous. Now, I'm not a drummer.
Ridiculous.
I've never been a drummer. I was in a band with a really cool drummer. Yeah, it's Davey J. Shout out to
but
Davey
did you
J.
see the picture?
Yeah, it's one of that's how.
That's right. We saw that before, but I forgot.
That's when we used to autograph our shit.
We might be able to bring that back.
Man, nobody. Okay.
Here we go again.
We'll bring it back.
Anyway, listen.
I'm sure people want autograph shirts.
Here's Gabe. Well, he did. Thank you for.
Well, Dave. Yeah, Dave. That's when we first started.
Anyway,
we're 3 years old now.
Okay.
I don't think anybody wants. Go ahead. Go. What were you saying?
You know so much about that. Anyway, this is the comment that Gabe wanted us to read, and prepare yourself. It is a little bit long, and you know how I feel about long things, but
it's
whatever.
important.
It's his decision. His comment is none needed.
That was his comment?
Yes, it's true. The song needs no comment. I mean, listen to it.
Is he?
That's for song 4 over here. This is
okay,
his.
I see what you're saying.
This is song 3, none needed.
Look, the drumming.
I totally agree, Gabe. This song.
The drumming.
Oh, man.
The drumming. The Jampy. Where's
Some
my autograph
songs,
shirt?
like, they go straight into you, and then from your soul, they spread out to all the parts of, like, into your mind and your body, and you just feel it everywhere. And this song was one of those songs. It was just beautiful, like just the way that it was. I connected with it. That's what it is. I mean, I think that everybody connected with it.
It was a massively beautiful song, and
I was thinking it needed
wish,
some singing, and then
you know who I wish was here right now in the room?
Who?
Kai.
Oh yeah.
Because me and Kai have this thing. You know what's really interesting is like you're the first like real I love nature, I connect with nature person I've ever met. But for some reason, Kai. Yeah, I'll probably get in trouble. I feel like I'd be out in the woods more if Kai was here than with you.
Yeah, it's not fair. Because I want to go out in the woods more, but it's not safe. I dream almost every single day. I picture myself walking in the woods. Almost every day. But then I'm like, I can't do it. Because I'm trying to respect the fact that could not be safe, but it's...
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then when I hit a certain, like, kind of breaking point where I'm like, I don't even care anymore, and you're just, like, super depressed, then I just go in the woods. I'm like, if something happens, it happens. I have to be here.
In the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's good intel. But this song was, like, it was about, like, I don't know.
Beautiful.
I don't know if the wait, what happened to my guy?
Beautiful.
He left us. There he goes. Yeah, we still care about your eye, bro. I think if you're bleeding through your eye, you need to go to the hospital, bro.
Unless you pinched it, in which case you got to just wait for it to heal. Well, it depends on how bad you pinched it.
Go ahead.
Well, it's crazy because, like, some of this... So, like, this part, can you explain this subtle change, that dull, sweet ache that takes my mind to a place where nothing can see? So, for me, it's like that, like... It was a positive place, but then it's dissatisfied as you drift back to what you were. Oh, okay, so maybe
before you came here.
Before you came here. Right. So you slip into this musical, and then you have to drift back. Maybe that's why I felt like crying about 2 seconds ago when I was talking about the woods, because this song was like that experience, like the path.
Like what Cassia said, I never feels at peace as I do as I'm walking barefoot in the forest.
And yes, thank you. It is barefoot, exactly.
Where does Cassia live?
Exactly. I used to do it all the time. My
Cassia,
parents had like woods around them, but it was like our yard. So even though I wasn't like deep in the woods, I could still get around nature while still being, in a good spot. And then I hit a point when I was a teenager where I think I was just dealing with like too much depression and different stuff, where I would just say, well, whatever. If something happens, it happens. I have to be in the woods, and I would go. So I've always been like that. But that is beautiful. To a place where nothing can see, dissatisfied as you drift back to what you were before you came here. I'm losing some pieces here at the end, and I can't find exactly where I came in. That is so well written.
Yeah, that line is very interesting to me, because dissatisfied as you drift back to what you were, mm-hmm. I originally read that as where you were. Mm-hmm. Dissatisfied as you drift back to what you were before you came here. Mm-hmm. I'm losing some pieces here at the end, and I can't find exactly where I came in. So, this is a C.S. Lewis thing where he says that if you have this sneaking suspicion that things are not as they should be, it's because you come from a place where things are as they should be. Mm-hmm. So it's really, really interesting idea. And we had this conversation a couple days ago. Where were we before we were born?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of those questions where secular, I'm talking from a Christian worldview, there isn't a lot on from a biblical perspective, and you figure there'd be a bunch of speculation about that biblically, but it almost never gets touched on from Genesis to Revelation. Very, very interesting.
Oh, I have an interesting thought. So remember how we were just talking about that a baby dictates its own growth?
Yeah.
Like it's not the mother dictating what's going to happen, it's the baby. And that is the beginning of your life. And for the rest of your life, you need to dictate your growth. And I've been thinking a lot about that. Like it said, I think it was David. Where's that verse? It talks about like encouraging yourself in the Lord or something like that. Like it talks about, I don't know what exactly it is, but I think that
David was in Gideon, Jonathan came and David said, I'm going to die out here. And it said Jonathan strengthened his hand in the Lord.
Yes, but I feel like there was something else other than that one. But it doesn't matter. The point still stands that you have to be like, you have to encourage yourself. You have to, like, it's good to get outside feedback, but you have to within yourself make the healthy choices for yourself. And I was thinking about that. I think a lot, especially, sorry, getting emotional again, especially as of late, I think a lot about pain and how necessary is pain and how people have to, like, sometimes you see people's Facebook posts and you think, I think that person thinks they're the only one that's hurting. And sometimes like pain makes you think you're the only one that's hurting, but everybody's hurting and everybody has mountains that they have to climb and things that they have to learn. And I was thinking how when we enter this world, like you can look at everything as learning and like you're gaining knowledge and you're gaining understanding. And even when you fail, you can learn from the fail. Like everything is an opportunity for learning and growth. And so you can see everything through positive lenses. But I think that when we start looking at it like there's some sort of like the universe or God or something is against us personally, and we feel like we have gotten, like, I do think that there are objectively some people that just like, wow, that's the shittiest hand I've ever seen anybody get dealt. But then there are like painful things that, you know, like your hand has been way shittier than mine has. Not even close. And, but my pain is not, like, I still have pain and I still have things that I have to go through and other people are doing that. And so I don't know, I was just thinking a lot about, you know, how we look at pain can either help us or hinder us. So for instance, sometimes, have you ever worked out with somebody who doesn't work out ever? No. And then you've never been in a, and then they're, you know how in pain you feel when you first start out?
I would be intolerable to be around. Like, I know that about myself. Like, there are certain people I was like, I'm never going to the gym with that person.
Okay, yeah, no, I can see that.
I can't do it.
So then
That's why I love going to the gym with you. Because you always put out 100% of the time.
Yeah, we make a good team over there.
We're always the hardest in the yeah. Anybody going to the gym, like, gym's serious, man. That's life or death. So, you can't come in on weak shit, bro.
But, like, sometimes I've worked out with people that, like, this is not something that they've literally ever done in their life. And then when they start working out, the next day they're complaining about how in pain they are, but they're calling it pain, but it's not pain. It's soreness because you worked your muscles. And so it's actually a good sign. Like, it's part of the building blocks of getting stronger. But if you look at that pain, like, all forms of pain are bad and are negative, then you're going to miss out on a lot of growth. And you're going to miss out on, like, positive experiences that will then be colored by negativity, and it'll just feel like kind of rot inside you. So anyway, so that, I don't know where I was going with all that. But anyway, let your pain work for you instead of against you, and look for the opportunities to grow from each situation. And sometimes you can find yourself, like, let's say you make a really bad decision and you're like in jail for 10 years. And like, that's like 10 years of your life. But you still have to learn from that situation. So don't spend that 10 years sulking. You got to learn from it.
Sammy the Bull.
No, it's really not that. I know that that's what it looks like.
Shout out to the homie.
It's not that. I've always been terrified of jail. To be separated from my family.
Yes, you have always been terrified.
Always been a thing for me.
You've always been, yeah.
But that level of like control over but the other day I was like, you know, People go to jail and they get out of jail and they survive it. Like, you can't do stuff and not get in trouble for it. You
Yeah,
know what
I mean,
you're not going to die.
The,
Well, you might.
the human
depending
ability
on which jail it is.
to adapt to bad situations is mind-boggling.
But
It's
so
unbelievable.
I was talking to somebody, one of our villagers. Their husband's going in for hip surgery. But just the way she worded the email, she knows. It was funny to me. I'll let you read it after.
Oh,
But
okay.
anyway, I was talking about how when I was working in the rehab unit, negative people and positive people healed differently. And it was like 100% of the time, if you were negative, you were in there longer, and if you were positive, you were out sooner. It was unbelievable.
Facts.
And the negative people, seriously, it looked like they were experiencing more pain too. And one could say, well, maybe they're more negative because they're experiencing more pain, or it's they're in more pain because they're negative.
Yeah.
Like, if you accept that pain is going to be part of it, and you're just going to, I don't know, just interesting.
So it looks like he's getting mega esoteric in this song, though, because it seems like he's speaking as some sort of spirit that pre-existed. And of course, my little brother, the little homie, I like Daniel because Daniel speaks with a lot of certainty.
Well, he's
And
young. That's how it is.
I like that. Daniel says, we were nowhere.
Yeah.
This is a kid who's going to turn 15 in 3 days. A consciousness cannot imagine itself not existing. That's why people kill themselves, right, Daniel? Because they can't imagine themselves not existing. That's one reason people can't accept death and turn ideas to such as the afterlife. Now, my brother, you're speaking with a lot of confidence here.
And you do speak well.
You're very articulate.
Yep.
Very
Smart
articulate
kid.
brother. But Daniel,
But pressing themselves
I
to
will
be
give you
wise.
$500,000 if you can prove your first premise. And I'm good for it. I'll give you $500,000 if you can prove we were nowhere. Now the corollary is going to be, well, Vin, prove that we were somewhere. My brother, I'm telling you, Daniel, that I didn't create these ideas. I'm a Christian. The template was laid out for me. I believe the template. But you are claiming that you have this knowledge that we were nowhere. So, my brother, explain to me how you know that. From whence came this knowledge, Daniel? I'd like to know. Now, the reason I pointed out my brother's age is not to say, look at this 15-year-old kid, he doesn't know anything. What I'm saying is, look at the mind of this 15-year-old kid thinking about shit like this on a Friday night. You know what I was doing at a Friday night at 15? I'm not going to say.
Nope.
Don't do what I'm... Keep on this track, Daniel, is what I'm saying.
We've dealt with your kind before.
Hang out with us.
Yep.
Stay off the streets. Stay away from them gangsters. I'll send you a little bandana. You can feel cool. It's all good. Shout out to Daniel. That's my guy. It's great. I think it's just great. It's amazing. And if you're the parents of this kid, you should be very, very proud. I think his parents are very religious, though. So they don't know he's abandoned ship, huh?
Nope.
Your secret is unsafe with me, Daniel.
No, it's safe.
The whole idea that pain is needed for growth in a Christian worldview would have to go through an omnipotent God. If God is all good, wouldn't he make a better way?
Yes, yeah.
If God is all good, wouldn't he make a better way? Well, the term better is kind of subjective. What do you mean by better?
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're God, you know that what you're doing is the best way. You're not God, so you don't know the mind of God. So how can you say he's not doing the best way? Just because from your finite position you think that he's not doing it the best way, that doesn't mean it's not the best way.
I think, Daniel, what it comes down to when you say better, I think, here's a question, not just for Daniel, for everybody. Define what ultimate good is. Because once you define what the ultimate good is, you can then reverse engineer and decide whether or not something is worth it or better or best. You see what I'm saying? So at some point, and Daniel, I don't know, I don't think it's fair. Like Sadie said, like, look, Vin's got an entire template. He believes that he's got an advantage. I think that's true. That's true. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you don't subscribe to a major religion, then you got to kind of come up with all these things yourself.
That's true. We have the hacks, the cheat sheets.
Yeah, I've got Augustine Aquinas.
Right.
I've got Jonathan Edwards.
Right.
I've got
right.
thought through everything.
And we've had generations of debate and arguments within
Correct.
our religion.
Correct.
us arguing with ourselves to find the hardest truths that we can. So
right.
sometimes like people come, okay, I can't pose an argument as good as Vin can, but like sometimes like people will bring these questions. Well, they'll bring these questions to him, and like it's the same questions that like everybody asks a lot of the same questions, and as soon as they ask the question, I know that Vin has answered it like 90,000 times, and so I look at him, and the look on your eyes is like I can tell that like he says, "You think that we have never thought of this question?"
But that's the point, though.
Yeah,
the point
we've
is,
thought this through. We've argued it through. We didn't.
If I had to come up with my own worldview myself,
there'd be flaws. There'd be a bunch of the flaws.
Of course,
you're not going to think about everything.
I'm like, shit. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. Mm-hmm. It's like I've had 2,000 years, thousands of people from every continent on the planet.
I know.
With all these different perspectives, so of course you're going to have, a packaged answer for X, Y, and Z. Whereas, this brand of secularism, atheism is relatively new in the human story. So there's a lot of work that has to be done. And so I know that I'm coming with an unfair advantage. I know that. But the thing is, it's not a game for me where you have an unfair advantage. The reason I have an unfair advantage is because Jesus is the truth.
Right.
It's not like, oh, you have a template for mathematics, so you automatically think 2 + 2 is 4, but somebody else has to come up with themselves. They might come up with a different conclusion. Mm-hmm. Well, they could, but they're wrong.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So if you take religion as a subjective thing that people use to get themselves through life, then of course you can't say anybody's right or wrong. Mm-hmm. But if you that's why I say, like, you have to look at your base presuppositions. If you presuppose that there is a God and that he has communicated with man, then you can't say, everybody could be right, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't work that way. By better, I mean without horrible disasters and suffering, he should be able to figure it out. Well, why is suffering bad? You still haven't defined ultimate good. Right, Daniel? So, for example, Daniel, if you had a tumor, a horrible malignant tumor, and God forbid, billah. But if you had a tumor, right? How would we go about remedying that tumor? Well, we'd take you to a surgeon, and the surgeon would wound you. You do realize that. If you have a tumor, you have two options. One is the surgeon could not harm you and allow the tumor to grow inside of you, but he won't cut you, though. The other thing that can happen is the surgeon can wound you, and it's a pretty barbaric procedure. I mean, the man cuts you open while you're alive and jams his hand down and takes out this mask. He's wounding you. But I think in that situation, you would say that the best good possible was to be wounded by that surgeon. I think you'd agree with that. And all I'm saying is, in life... And
to have the truth necessary to accept the wounds of the surgeon.
Correct. Because in life, Daniel, and I hope you never experience this, but many times we have ailments within us that we don't know about until it's too late. Right? So, I've got a friend, he's a traveling registered nurse, and she has horror stories about people saying, God, can I get the COVID vaccine as they're about to die? Right? Because of this whole entire situation. So there are some ailments, Daniel, that are inside of you that needs to be cut out of you. And so God will put you, little bro, I'm telling you this because you're very young, you're starting out in life, and things are going to happen to you, bro, and you're going to be like, man, fuck this shit. But I think, Daniel, the ultimate good for you, I'm a Christian, so I'm going to tell you what ultimate good is from my worldview. Ultimate good for you would be for you to know God and be known by him. That's the ultimate good. So whatever God has to do to put you in that situation, I'm good with. I would hate for you to have a mansion, a pain-free life where you never have any Tylenol and any need for Tylenol. You become a giant rock star, make $80 quadrillion. And then you get to the end of your life, Daniel, and you're disconnected from your creator. That's a fucking nightmare, bro. So I don't care what God has to do to get you in the right place. That's what I want for you, because that is my definition of ultimate good. Now, if your definition of ultimate good is something different, then you're going to interpret a good or a bad thing differently because you have a different goal. See what I'm saying? But I'm with you. I'm with you, man. You're a thinking dude. You're a thinking dude, and you're a special dude, man. Okay. But secondly, here, let's go back. So first thing, sonically, these guys were ridiculous. There's a saxophone player in this band. Them on tour with Nihil Viscaris, I think that'd be it.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
And just those two.
Yep.
Because they've got pretty long songs. Mm-hmm. Just those two. That'd be it. We need to call those people and say, hey, we've come up with a new idea.
You know what would be
Lindsay,
great?
get on this immediately.
Okay, I know this would be totally irrational, but if they had like a hotel that was set up so like it was basically like two-way glass, so then you could see out at the band playing, but you could be like hanging out and all night the band's played.
Oh,
wouldn't that be crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ideas galore.
Right.
I feel so. It looks to me like this guy it is like some being, some spirit, and then he somehow got trapped in this world. It's almost kind of semi-Gnostic in a way, because he's saying, I'm dissatisfied as you drift back to what you were before you came here. Mm-hmm. So you were something else, and it appears that in his mind you were more free, and that now you're constricted into and that you were in this great place, and now you're drifting backwards into nothing. Because he says, I can't find exactly where I came in. So he's trying to get back to that state of being, where you're not trapped in this world. Because it looks to me like he's looking at this world as like a trap, which is, big in Gnosticism, right? Like this physical world is terrible, blah, blah, blah. And it says, and you can see it right there, because he talks about it. He says, I feel it sickens me. I see the sickened entropic vision. So entropy, right, is one of the laws that governs the universe. Everything goes to decay, chaos, disorder, whatever. And so that's one of the exigencies of existing in this universe, unless you're a divine being, is that you're subject to entropy, aging, all that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So I think he's like longing for a sort of existence that's separated from here, where you don't have those exigencies. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, I don't think, like if I had a chance to talk to Gnostics, obviously like the giants of the early church talked to them, and they didn't convince them, so I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have. But if I had to talk to a Gnostic or a docetic, I'd be like, look, man, like, okay, is the physical body the trap, or is it the sin and the curse that comes around with existing in this universe? Is that the trap that you want to escape? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because if you think about it, the only way that a docetic religion or something like that can go about is if you blame physicality for suffering. And this is kind of where I disagree with certain forms of, I think, Buddhism, which connects all suffering to desire. Mm-hmm. I think.
It does.
I think.
That's what I've been taught too.
I think. And I don't believe that that's true. So, like, but it's a very, very interesting thing. Like, everybody knows at some degree in their being, like, man, something wrong here.
Off here.
Something is off here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Even Brother Daniel, when he says, "Oh, all these natural disasters," why, Daniel? You're speaking as if there's some sort of standard of goodness that all of us should be able to exist within.
Right.
But Daniel, you believe in a completely random, purposeless universe. How do you get from random purposelessness to we need to have a utopic vision of how human beings should live?
Yeah, that's true. How do people get purpose out of no purpose?
Right.
Or out of order out of disorder?
Yeah.
Or consciousness from no consciousness?
Yeah.
There's just so many questions that are unanswered.
Correct.
With other worldviews.
Now, Vlad, my brother. It's like if frost giants exist, and you'll surely be crushed like the book says. Well, no shit. If it's true, show me some evidence of frost giants. Vlad, I've asked you this question 1,000,000 times. Vlad, what constitutes evidence for you? And until you can answer that question directly, that, Vlad, is a disingenuous statement. This song is really, really deep, man. That middle and that end. This is going to be what. This is. You remember the Ethiopian black metal band?
Yes.
The Ethiopian black metal.
Yes, babe.
I'm pretty sure we're going to do one of these tonight with this band.
Yes. 1,000 times yes.
Not that. Anyway. Shout out to Jambi. Rest your hand, Jambi. Okay. I love this song. Really, really good song. And here's a fun fact. Here's a fun fact, guys. The musicians in this song did this all randomly. They just went to the studio. The author, he took his pen and paper and he just randomly scratched out those words. They randomly played stuff on the instruments, and out came this masterpiece. Bless God no God for random, the beauty of randomness and what it can create. The song is a 10.5 for me.
11.
Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone. We got one more song for you, bitches.
Gabe is bringing these bangers. Look at this. Unbelievable.
Yeah, these are really, 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 really huge
This
bangers.
is so funny.
They're really good.
I actually feel like you right now in that I feel like I could talk for like 8 hours on the song.
Yeah.
But I also want to go listen to the album, so I don't want to talk for 8 hours on it.
Right. I got you.
All right.
I got you.
So we'll get the Pearl Jam one.
We got
I
one
gotta
more
read.
song, and then I got a text phone little discussion thingamajiggy with
Vlad?
Sadie. No,
Oh.
not Vlad. But with Sadie, because it's funny because she said something in her email at the very end that related exactly to that Leo guy yesterday. So I was
really?
I wonder if she listens to Leo. Do you listen to that Actualized guy? And are you familiar with Kurt whatever? I'm about to do a conversations thingy.
You should totally.
We just put it on the side.
I told you that a million times.
I think it does a really, 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 really good. Here's Daniel. The difference between me and you is I can admit when I am unsure. I don't know why we are here or why things are the way that they are. Until God can come down and have a chat, I'm not buying. Well, Daniel. That's not true. There's a lot of things I'm unsure about. So that's not true. I don't know why we're here or why things are the way they are but Daniel, none of what you said answered my question. Because to this moment, you still haven't defined what ultimate good is. Secondly, Daniel, what do you mean until God comes down and has a chat with you, you're not buying? How would you know that it was God and not a space alien? How would you know that it's God and not a space alien who understands what your perceptions of God are and just pretending that they're God so that you can be a slave? How would you know that?
Right. Because he already came once, but you don't believe the
So this idea that if
historians.
God came down, then people would buy it is not true. And the reason that I know that objectively is because God did come down and we killed him. Daniel, you'd kill God if you could. That's because we're all sinners and we don't naturally seek God. We hate God. And that's why you have this wonderfully ordered universe, Daniel, and here you are laughing at the idea that this song came about randomly, out of nowhere. You think that that's a ridiculous idea, and yet, here you are.
You all.
Here you are. Much love to the homie.
You guys, we have Pearl Jam next.
Pearl freaking Jam, you losers.
The
Pearl Jam. Jam's made of pearls.
Oh, God.
All right, guys. One more song.
God, it's from
One
the
more
album.
song.
It was from the 10 album.
Is it from the 10 album?
Yeah, it's the last song on the 10 album.
Oh, we're not worthy. Thank you very much, Gabe. I appreciate it.
I'm so sorry.
What?
Gabe.
No, I don't want the answers in the email, AT. We're going to hang out right after this song. Stay
Babe,
tuned.
what
did Gabe do?
Literally look at what I just did.
What did you do?
Read this highlighted.
Read after the song is over? Okay.
Yeah, but he says read after the song is over in giant letters.
Honey.
With all the asterisks.
This isn't live.
Yeah, I know, but then he says the closing song on the 10 album. And so I'm like, you guys, this is the closing song on the 10 album. He said literally say it after the song.
Maybe he's talking about this, though.
That's what I thought, but then as I read it, I was like, oh no, I pulled it. Go on.
Wait a second. That was for the...
This is for Pearl Jam.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is the last song. He wanted
All
this one last.
Pearl Jam is on the way. Can you put up the D-note thing? What's a D-note thing? What's a D-note? Okay, guys. Here we go. Actually, no. I'm going to get a Pepsi, and then I shall return, inshallah.
Okay.
Free yo, huh?
You don't want to start the commercial while you go get the Pepsi?
Oh, yeah. That's why we have the
We
commercial.
shall return.
We shall return. I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch, indeed. Chow should lead them. What happened?
Look at the super cute message from Gabe. Just FYI, I run y'all on Twitch too. I'm one of your 2 viewers there. Keep it up.
We did that one
Thanks,
Madden.
Gabe.
We did that one Madden game. We'd have like 500 followers right now if I'd have kept up on that Madden shit.
Seriously, but
you know why? Because people would pay money to see me lose. Because that's how people are to me. People are crazy. They want to see me lose. You know what I'm saying?
it's so true. But
People-
I don't know
they-
if the
they get
villagers are like that.
They get obsessed. Oh yeah.
There are some like that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You don't have to hate somebody to want to see them lose. It's just a little bit of jealousy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Okay, this dear listener is the big homie Gabe, who tonight has been our DJ, as you can see down there, and
He did
has
a great
been-
job with his makeup.
It has
Excellent.
been well. One, his makeup is insane. Two, his it's
picks.
been banger after banger after banger.
So-
Deep songs, controversial songs, tears were shed.
Yep.
Blood is red.
There's 4 songs on his stream.
Who's the greatest
I'm sorry.
guitarist in the world? His name is Head.
All right, so the last song that we have on our amazing stream is Pearl Jam, and the song is Release. And
Wait,
we have
what-
something to read when it finishes.
Wait, what do you mean? If you play me in Madden? Amy,
you play Madden, Amy?
Amy, if you beat me in Madden, I would close the channel. I would end the channel.
Okay, stop.
I'd end the channel if
Stop.
If,
You
no,
need to
honestly,
stop saying that.
Honestly,
because one, we need the channel, and
if
two,
Amy-
you don't
if-
know how good Amy is.
no, nobody can beat me in that. Not in the village.
How could you even know something like that?
I just know.
Okay, you're
What
very
else I know
rude.
is that we are. Come on, she's a girl. You didn't beat me. What I look like letting a girl beat me in Madden? What's wrong with
It's
you?
just buttons.
Same thing. Okay, guys.
Rude.
Here we go. This is Pearl Jam. This is Release live in Holland 1992. Let's get it. Eddie Vedder, what are you thinking about today?
Gabe, the stream. God. Jeez, I'm Gabe.
That 10 album has got to be
The most powerful.
You know, I've always said that Lateralis is probably the album of the ever. But I don't know, I don't know, bro, because I feel like... Does 10 have Black on it?
Yes.
It
I
does?
believe it does. I believe it does.
It's got Jeremy and Black on it? I don't know. 10 might have to overcome Lateralis for album of all time.
Oh, wait a minute. Wouldn't it be on the lyrics thing that I just had?
Yeah, it would be on. It'd be on Genius.
Be right
You just
here.
pull up the thing.
Right there.
That's 10.
Yeah. That's what this is. The
Jeremy. It's got Porch. Even Flow is on it. Holy shit. No, they don't have Black on that one.
Black is right here, babe.
Holy
Number 5.
shit. No, they do. They have Black right there. Even Flow is on there. Jeremy's on there. I don't know, man.
It's an incredible album. Okay,
I don't
I gotta
know.
read what Gabe said.
Damn. I don't know.
So he said, this very cathartic song began as a droning riffed guitarist Stone Cossard started playing. The rest of the band started forming the track, and Eddie Vedder walked up to the microphone and poured out the words that would make up most of the lyrics. It was a very emotional song for Vedder, who was thinking about the pain and loss he had been through. He found out as a teenager that the man he thought was his father was actually his stepfather, and his real father died before they could connect. Eddie realized that the song had a similar meaning for his bandmates, who were still dealing with the death of Andrew Wood, who was the lead singer in Gossard and Jeff Amen's band before they formed Pearl Jam. Release was one of the first songs Eddie wrote with the band, and it's one that helped them find common ground. We are strangers, but we were coming from a similar place, said Vedder. At first, the song was almost 10 minutes long, as Vedder did release a lot of words when he started singing it. Pearl Jam kept tape rolling during their rehearsals, which came in handy when the song came along in a burst of inspiration. Vedder got those tapes from a friend at Virgin Records who gave him recordings made of their artists that they weren't going to send out. The tape they recorded over for this track was by Kipper Jones, an Atlanta-based soul singer.
Man.
Yeah,
so
God.
Father wounds, man.
That's the thing. That is just wow.
We covered a song, right? Well, he did a song where like the kid found out that he wasn't his dad and all that, and
something about the boots or something like that was in there, right?
Yeah, and then the comment section helped us out a lot because was that during Grunge Week? I'm not sure, but
probably.
Comment section helped us out. Basically, he because we don't research songs before we do them, so we rely on the comment section, or if you guys do this on a DJ stream, people will put some notes and give us some direction, but that must have been really fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
Finding that out, it's not your dad. I mean, and the guy raised you. That was a stepdad.
Yep.
And I've been a stepdad, and you really do like. It looks like he had a really good relationship with the stepdad, so much that he thought that was his real father.
Mm. Yeah, but
go ahead.
Okay. I'm seeing this as he's talking to his biological dad.
Yeah, I think it's a double entendre. Well, his dad, his real dad is dead. I agree. I think he's talking about the most immediate one, which is his father. But at the same time, his other father participated in this deception.
I know.
See what I'm saying? Your mom and your
shouldn't
dad
do that.
lied
You
to
shouldn't
you
do
about
that
the
to
most
kids.
fundamental part of your existence.
Yeah, you really shouldn't do that.
Like that's pretty.
Yep.
But at the same time, we can sit back and judge, but we've not been in that situation.
No,
I mean, I can't see myself doing that, but I'm not sure. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that no matter when you broach that topic, it's going to be a painful one, which is why you should just do it from the beginning.
I swear I brought my Pepsi in here. Okay, go ahead.
That's not it. So, like, there's this one family that adopted a couple of kids. She has kids of her own, and then she adopted kids as well. And the kids that she adopted were, like almost kindergarten age, but younger. So they were old enough to they were more like 4, but old enough to realize that something was different and kind of knew what was going on. Well, a year or so went by, and her biological kids were drawing pictures of mommy pregnant and then drawing themselves in her belly. They were like, look, this is a picture of me when I was in your belly. And so then the adopted children did the same thing. And so the person that I was talking to, both of us, like, at the same time thought this to say instead, like, because she was like, well, you know, that's not how you came to me. And then she's like, she asked them, how did you come to me? And then, you know, the little girl was like, well, I came to your steps and you let me into your home. Because that's how the state had brought them to the front steps.
Yeah.
And then that's how they ended up in there. But I said to the person that I was talking to, I said, I would have just drawn a picture, like drawn a woman with a big giant heart. And then I would have drawn the little kid in the heart. And I would have said, you came to me through my heart. Like, different than the womb, but still inside. But I think that, I don't think it's a good plan to not tell them until they're older, because there's something that goes along. I mean, the reason that people want to know about their ancestry and stuff is you want to know where you came from. And so if you think you come from one place and then you don't, that's really bad. One time my sister and I, we thought this was...
For years, your parents have been lying to you.
I know. My sister and I got this great idea one time to tell my brother that he was adopted. And it was so sad when I look back at it. He was like, I was not. He looks so much like my sister that I'm surprised he fell for it, but he was 4 years younger than I was.
Hi, Dustin.
I said, you don't even look like me. I look like mom, and you don't even look like me. You don't look like dad. Your hair is red. Everybody has dark hair. Like, you...
But doesn't...
Yes, but he didn't see that because he was so emotional. And so we were like, you're not, mom and dad adopted you. They just don't want to tell you. He burst into tears. He was crying. So we were like, we're just joking. It was a joke. But
Sadie, Sori's such an earth mother. Yeah. An earth mother.
I was a child.
Who told her brother that he was adopted. He wasn't part of the family.
I was a child at the time. It seemed like a grand idea. But I think that, so when this song was going on, oh, dear dad, can you see me now? There is a desire inside of the heart of children to be seen and known by their parents. And it's very real. It's good. And I think that a lot of us can attest to that because we're adults and we were kids once. But it's very important that we look out for that in our children and make sure that they understand that we do see them. So when this song was going on and he got to the part where it was like, oh, dear dad, can you see me now? I am myself like you somehow. I loved that line. Because sometimes what parents can't stand so much in their kids is what they are, and they see it in their kids. And
wait, say that again?
Sometimes what parents can't stand in their kids is because it's their own reflection in their kids that they can't stand.
Yeah.
And so when he said, I'm myself like you somehow, like, my dad and I don't have the type of relationship that I would dream of. I would want a really close relationship with my dad and a very real relationship, but stuff of value doesn't really seem like it gets discussed. Doesn't feel like there's a lot of depth to it. I love my dad loves me. It's just not deep enough for me. But then I liked that line where he said, I am myself like you somehow, and that is exactly my dad, for all his faults and flaws and wonderfulness, he's himself, and he's not going to adjust that for anybody, like he is himself. And his mother was like that.
Yeah.
And so here I am, sometimes that doesn't make the best of relationship between my dad and I, but I'm like him in that. And I'm not going, I have other siblings that will adjust themselves so that way they can fit with, and I'm not going to do that. And my dad's not going to do that. And so we are what we are. But then the one other thing that I thought when I was listening to the song, aside from the emotion of it, and was when he said, I'll wait up in the dark for you to speak to me. I'll open up, release me, release me, release me. And when he was doing the release me part, you could feel it, the release me. And I was thinking, I kept hearing so clearly.
Shout out to Acid. Sorry.
What?
Shout out to Acid Bath Archive. Thank you so much for those videos, bro. Appreciate you.
They're in here?
Yeah, he's...
That's crazy.
We used two of your
very
videos.
much enjoyed your stuff.
We used two of your videos today, and it was, you did a public service.
You
Say
did.
It that way.
You did.
Okay, continue.
The release me part, the thought that I had, so clear in my head was, we can't wait for other people to release us. You have to release yourself. And, because some people will release you. And so you have to release yourself and just, so.
Holy shit. Yep. That's very well said. That's true.
Now
very
the only
true.
thing is, can I do it? But if you guys have any tips on how to release yourself, let me know. sure that's going to be a lot of walks in the woods and prayer.
I just being a father is such a crazy. It's a very big mystery to me. You know, because not growing up with my dad.
Yeah.
The vast majority of my life, I'm like, I'm never gonna have kids. I'm never gonna get married. Blah blah blah. You know, like, because all I knew about relationships, they ended in divorce and blah blah blah. And my older brother was, our life was very complicated. But long story short, my older brother had more time, like more conscious time with my dad than I did. So when our mom basically kidnapped us from Jamaica to America, I love you to death, Ma, but holy shit. On his birthday, yeah. I love you to death, but holy shit. But you know, they had the point is, like, I didn't get to have that. I never saw my mom and dad together. Mm-hmm. Two, as far as like being in a couple. Two, my dad, like, he worked a lot, so I only saw him like in the evenings for an hour or two. But it was he was a. I mean, he's like, you know, our whole line is very, very involved fathers. Obviously, saw that. And then we were taken from him, and my mom had all the money and power. There's nothing he could do. Mm-hmm. You know, now I look at it, I'm like, okay, like, he's in Jamaica, very third grade education. She's graduated basically from Harvard down there in the nursing school.
She's charismatic and powerful.
She was teaching the nurses. She was teaching her instructor when she came over here.
Figures.
So he had nothing. He didn't stand a chance against her. Mm-hmm. So I grew up like with this, like, and then when you're a kid, you're a black kid, and you start hearing the raps, you know, Tupac, you know, when my father died, I didn't cry because my anger wouldn't let me cry for a stranger. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, Big saying the same thing. Ready to die, why I act that way? Pop Dukes left Mom Dukes. The bum took the back way. I'm not gonna say what he actually said. But now that I think about what Biggie actually said, I'm like, holy shit, he came up with another one that I didn't get till 25 years later. Shout out to B.I.G. I'll tell you later. The point that I'm making is that, like, when you're a kid, so I had all these perceptions, oh, my dad wasn't there for me, blah, 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 because obviously I didn't find out until I was 18 years old. My aunt came up to visit in one of the rare times that people, I can count on one hand the time I spent with my extended family, and my aunt said, you know, it's really terrible what you did to teach, you know. And my mom was like, yeah, I mean, whatever. And then, like, that's what she told me. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's crazy. But you know what's crazy? That didn't really change much for me, because by that time I was 18 years old, man. I was like, fuck that shit, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, I lived my whole life without him. I don't need him now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So
maybe that was easier to put that mentally instead of, like, because if you're growing the whole time thinking that your dad doesn't want anything to do with you, and then all of a sudden you realize, holy shit, he was powerless in that, and he probably did want to be with me, that all that lost time maybe is just too much for the soul to, so it's easier to just say, oh, fuck that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I you know, my older brother was a lot more understanding, and basically he found out the same as I did. And then once that happened, like, he was back, everything was straight. Because he was in New York while I was in New York. So when I was going through all that shit, he was in Brooklyn. I was in the Bronx.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I was in Brooklyn sometimes too, though. We stayed for a summer in Brooklyn in our travels. So, like, he was right there. So when all that shit was happening, all that shit in my backpack and everything, he was a borough away. And it didn't even cross my mind.
That's wild. So
when I wrote that song, I never thought of that in that moment when the situation happened in that song. Goodness. That's just something I put in the song to emphasize the fact that I didn't have a dad. But I never, that was not a thought at all. I mean, in that situation, I had pretty much had a one-track mind. But my point is, like, I was in these crazy situations. Like, I was watching the dude that killed Bin Laden. And he talked about how he stayed in the parking lot before he had to go spin out. He stayed in the parking lot, called his dad. It's a very emotional conversation because he was certain he was gonna. They all were certain they were gonna die. And like the last thing he did was he wanted to talk to his dad. And I remember watching that. I was actually on a trip when I was watching Fox. And we had I just got back to my room. And I was watching that interview. And I was just sitting there. Like. And it was crazy because, like, I was tooled up. Like, I looked like a, movies or whatever. And I just sat in the room, just cried in the room. Because I was like, that never crossed my mind when I was, like, about to, I thought about the kids, thought about Shorty, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'd lock in it. But, like, I was like, wow, you talk to your, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Like,
yeah.
That's one of the last people you want to talk to, especially you're about to do some real man shit. You know what I'm saying? You need to talk to another man because the girl's going to make you want to stay home. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, wow, man. I was just sitting there a while. I'm like, wow, there's like this. That's how people relate to their dads. Okay.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I related to my brother that way. I called my brother. There's one time I called my brother, my older brother. And, yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was like, I probably, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I talked to my brother and I was like kind of hanging out with him for a while. And he was like, yo, you good? You good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good, good. And I was thinking to myself, like, I felt so bad for him. Because I'm like, he thinks I'm blah, blah, blah. And he's about to get some call about me tomorrow. I felt so bad for him.
Oh, my God.
So... But my brother's the closest thing to my dad, so, I was like, oh, okay. Like, looking back, I was like, okay, well, I did have somebody to call, so relax. But it's been pretty cool, though, because, like, 2 years ago, it was Father's Day, and I shot a video for my dad, and it was cool, man. Mm-hmm. It was really cool, because he appreciated it. And the crazy thing was... I saw all these people from my dad's family that were like, yo, we've been praying for this for 30 years because your dad, like,
right,
you got this wrong. Like, they didn't say it like that, you know what I'm saying? Because they understood I was a kid and I was, like, believing a narrative, but they were like, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were like, we're so thankful about... And he wouldn't let them say anything. He wouldn't let them say anything because he knew I idolized my mother, so he didn't want me to... You know what I'm saying? And, like...
That's a pretty loving thing for him to do.
Yeah, man. That's my dad, So it's cool because, like, we're talking now, and inshallah, we get to see him on Thanksgiving and stuff, and who knows, Maybe we'll get to be around him and stuff, and he's in his late 70s, and he's fucking... in the COVID capital of the country, but he's doing pretty good with it. he's staying inside and
good,
and they're vaxxed up.
Good.
Do you think your relationship with God as ultimate Father is strong because you were missing your earthly father? 110%, 100% true.
It doesn't work like that for everybody, though.
I remember very distinctly one time, God saying to me, "I'm going to be your father. And listen to me as if you were my son." You know that psalm where it says, don't be like the horse and the mule, and you have to put a bit and bridle in his mouth, otherwise he won't come to you. Mm-hmm. And he said, don't be like that. He says, I'll instruct you. You know that psalm, I'll instruct you with my eye upon you. Mm-hmm. And we were like that after that, me and the father.
Wow.
Like, after that, it's like, okay. And then and that's where I learned all my fathering from. And that happened 2 years before Dorian was born. And then that became my entire philosophy of fathering, is to father like God fathered me, and God fathers people in the Bible, how God deals with Cain, that type of thing. And that's why you always say, you're too nice. You're too lenient with them, And then other times you're like, you're too mean with them. And I'm like, perfect. Because what does Paul say at the end of Romans? Behold the kindness and severity of God. Mm-hmm. So anyway... But yeah, father wounds, man, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how hardcore you are. It doesn't matter how tough you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what you achieve. It doesn't matter, man. Like your father's not there, man. That shit hurts, bro. It's really, really painful if you don't have your dad. So, it's crazy, you know. He's a guy. He's at the peak of his, and it's really interesting to me. Like even when I think about sports, Michael Jordan, strong relationship with his dad. Tom Brady, strong relationship with. Yesterday, Brady's dad was like, "Man, fuck Bill Belichick." You know what I'm saying? Like his dad.
He did?
Oh yeah, his dad. Like fuck Bill Belichick. We're gonna go there. We're gonna kill that nigga. Blah 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 blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing that only a father would do. You know. So yeah, it was.
Wow.
Fathers are very, 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 very important. Very important. And if you didn't have a father, then or if you didn't have a good relationship with your dad, that fucking sucks for sure. Somebody asked, how do you release that without dying? And I think the answer to that question, at least for me, is actually Amy's sort of post kind of relates to the other person's question. But when Amy said, well, you know, did you see God as your father when your other father? I think the way that I've released things is to say, what is the ultimate good? Which is funny, I just had this discussion. But that's a very, very big paradigm for me when I deal with the world, because I interface at times with suffering, and that's uncommon for regular people. So you say to yourself, like, what's the ultimate good? You say, this is a bad situation. Okay, if this is bad, what is good then? Is good the cessation of discomfort, the cessation of pain? Okay, you could say that. But then the question becomes, what kind of person would I be if I did not have this pain? If I wasn't the type of person that grew up with some struggles and things like that, what kind of person would I be? Would I be as crazy? For example, Medicare for All. You know the big reason I'm for Medicare for All? There's big macro issues happening, but you know what the big reason is? My stepfather. My stepfather is a diabetic. I remember he got diagnosed. I remember like pricking my finger to put the blood thing to test the machine, make sure it worked before he got home. I remember all of that. And he lived and everything was fine. And then I hear this 28-year-old kid died. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's happening? So the way that you release that kind of pain is to say, this is a conclusion I've come to. My goal in life is not to never experience pain, discomfort, sorrow, or suffering. My goal in life is to know God as best as I possibly can, because he is the ultimate everything. All of the relationships that I have in the world are metaphorical. So this relationship is a metaphor of Christ in the church. My relationship with my boys and my girls is a relationship between God the Father and us. My relationship when I minister to people is a relationship with the Holy Spirit and other people. So God is at the center of everything. And the closer I can get to God and the closer I can experience God, the more and more. And I've seen this phenomenon with every Christian I've ever ran into, no matter what their theological persuasions or dissuasions are. If you can find a way, if you can get into the presence of God and experience a deeper knowledge, experiential knowledge of God, every single time I've seen a Christian in that moment, they've 100% of the time said it is worth the price of admission. Never seen a Christian. I'm not talking about bad situation. I'm talking about you're in a horrible situation and then God shows up in the room. Which, if you're not a Christian, I don't know how to explain it to you. So I'm not gonna try. In those moments, people, and they'll say it through tears, they'll say it through everything. Like, this is real world shit. This is not, oh, everything's happy clappy. Like, these people are bleeding, they're hurt, but they're like, man, this is at the bottom of all that gunk. It's fucking worth it, bro. I'm glad that my stepdad was diabetic so that I could pay attention to medical, because I wouldn't have otherwise, because I'm selfish. So I relate Alex Smith to my stepdad. See what I'm saying? So all the pain I've ever experienced in my life, I have seen God use it to help other people.
Yep.
And that by itself is worth the price of admission. Period. So my life isn't about... So the way that you release it is you say, okay, how is this going to bring me closer to God? And then how is this pain going to help other people? And if you can answer those two questions, what I have experienced in my own personal life is there's a certain peace that comes to you And then you experience a certain degree of joy when you're able to convert your pain into comfort for somebody else. Mm-hmm. And so, we were watching this movie yesterday. It's about the serial killer. And the people who wrote the movie, I'd recommend the movie. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good movie. What's the name of the movie again? It was about
It was about Ted
No
Bundy,
Man of God. No Man of God is the name of the movie.
See, I said son because of Man of God.
Right. Right. The movie was amazing because it really showed like the complexity of the human mind. Like it was unbelievable. This guy's a fucking serial. It was Ted Bundy. Horrible serpentine type person. I got to tell you, to my own shame, I hope his conversion was false. 100%. Oh, wow. That was a merciless motherfucking terrible evil person.
Really
Fuck Ted Bundy. And I hope his conversion was false because I'm still not perfected yet, obviously. That's why I say to you, I said, what do you mean flaws? That's I got to pick your brain about that because I'm like, Ted Bundy did not commit 30 flaws. Okay, so but my point is the movie. What I loved about the movie was that the people who wrote the movie were aware of themselves. Mm-hmm. So, for example, he was talking about how these detective magazines or whatever would display these women or whatever, and he was like, yeah, I mean they're giving you an instruction manual on how to commit these crimes and get away with it. And I told you, I said, okay, so they're not going to go into the details of how he killed these women and got away with it because that's the way for the movie to say we're not going to do that in this movie. Okay, so there was one particular moment.
Movie's out.
Yeah, the movie is out. You can get it on HBO Max. Guys, we're going to do like a movie theater thing like every 2 weeks because we've got HBO Max. We'll probably like do a $1 ticket. Maybe we can talk about it afterward. But hold on for a second. So there was this one specific scene in the movie where James Dobson, who's a Christian, is sitting there talking to Ted Bundy, this fucking horrible killer. And James Dobson is all like, because in the movie, he was portrayed as wanting him basically as the elk on the wall. Like, look, we converted Ted Bundy, blah, blah, blah. And so Dobson is like, oh, and Bundy, I got to admit, like, there are times you like him in the movie because, like, he's a very, very charming type of person. And so Dobson is sitting there and they're vibing, and then it cuts to this girl who's like like a secretary or something, and she's holding the notepad and she's watching these two dudes interact, and they're talking, and this guy murdered 30 women.
And he was being sympathetic to the murder.
Very simple. Oh,
he called him partner.
And, partner for all this shit, and you killed 30 women, and then it was one of the most brilliant moments in TV I've ever seen in my life. Because it went from you're watching a movie to the director's literally talking to you. It happened also in The Passion of the Christ. But when Mary looked right into the camera, the woman looks right into the camera and she's staring, she looks angry, and then her face begins to, and she's crying. And she's like, what's going on? I'm like, that's the director saying, fuck this shit. Mm-hmm. We're not going to center this guy. Mm-hmm. It's the women. And so she's crying. As I said, she represented the 30 women that got destroyed. Here's my point. My point in all of this is a reason why I say I hope Ted Bundy's conversion was false. I'm watching all that. And then this Gabby Petito, is that her last name? Petito? Petito.
I think.
I get out of the shower. You're watching the last episode, like last couple minutes of a Dr. Phil interview with her dad. And this was before it was confirmed that she was dead. So there's an 800 number. If you find her, talk, blah, 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 blah. And Phil goes, well, what do you think? And he goes, no, I can't. He's like, I got to think we're going to find her because if I don't, I won't be able to get up off the floor. And that was the end of that interview for me because... Man, when you're a father, anytime you lose a kid, it's horrible. But you called me up one time. Dorian got in a fight with this kid, and the kid was, not taught very well. So he attacked Dorian with a weapon, and Dorian conducted himself honorably, but he had some serious wounds. And you sent me the pictures. You called me. I was in a chair in a barber. 15. I was in a barber shop in a chair. And I'm looking at these pictures, and obviously as a man, the first thing out of your mind is you weren't there to protect your kid. What the fuck is wrong with you? I cannot imagine what that father's going through right now, bro. Because you'll never understand unless you're a man. I think women feel it deeper. But my point is, your job, and you can say it's societal or whatever. Your job is to be a protector. And this happened to your daughter. And so I'm watching this movie, and that's why I'm so sorry, but I was fucking done for the rest of the night, because I'm like, this is happening with this Gabby girl, and simultaneous I'm watching a guy who murdered fucking 30 people, bro, and created 30 Gabbies. And I'm like, as a father, man, I'm just like, wow, bro. So anyway, the song is just a very, 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 very deep song. Very, very deep song. Very deep song.
I think as far as releasing yourself, and I'm not talking from experience here, because I'm still hoping that maybe tomorrow something's gonna change. I'm less hopeful now, and that me and my dad will have the relationship that I've always wanted to have with my father. I don't think that that's gonna happen. My father's not bad. He's just
try to talk into this. I don't think they can hear you.
My father's not bad. It's just that I wanted that kind of close dad relationship with his daughter sort of thing, and it's just not like that. But so it would bother me for years, just kind of maybe will my dad be, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to dishonor him while I'm explaining it, but one thing that's been helpful, and I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's a not good thing, let's let Vin kind of put a stab at it after, is I've been starting to say to myself, I don't think that this is something that can get resolved on this, in this life. And I do believe that there's a life after this one. And so I'm perhaps the necessary tools to change him and to change me, to bring us together, is just not something that's going to happen here. And so the idea that there was never going to be a fix was just too much for me to really wrap myself around. But to say, oh, well, it's just a temporary thing for now. We don't have the necessary tools, but pain and things are going to teach us, and knowledge is going to teach us, and it's going to change us. And then perhaps in the life after this one, it's going to get fixed there. And I believe that it will get fixed there. And that has been kind of something that has helped me with that. But I don't know. What would you say about that?
I think that is true of every relationship between parents and children on a scale. So I think the kids probably think the world of me as a father, but I also think that obviously there are things that could have been done differently, and I think there probably be wounds that they haven't articulated or that I haven't taken seriously enough. You see what I'm saying? And so when you say it will only be perfect at the other side, yeah, I agree. But the way I've been sitting back and watching quietly, because I don't want to jinx it, but I've been admiring the way that you have been relating to your dad, because it's kind of because you're a perfectionist. Mm-hmm. And this is one of the, I don't say this to you a lot because I don't think it's helpful, but this is one of those times where your standards are not crazy and they're not perfectionistic standard. These are, some of this shit is minimal shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
So I struggle with that with him. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? I'm being obviously vague here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you know where I came from, and you know how, we would have solved those problems. You see what I'm saying? So that's something between me and him that's never going to get resolved on this side. Mm-hmm. That to me is as me. I'm not talking about you and him. I'm talking about me.
I know.
So I think that that's true of every father-child relationship. But I love the way that you're dealing with it, because we got to come up with a better adjective, but settling, maybe accepting that.
No,
hey,
I think I'm releasing him.
Yeah.
I'm releasing him to say, and one of the things that's been helpful with that's
good.
Is to look at, I look at my grandmother, his mother, and I say, she had some undocumented issues. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
And so
100%.
To answer one of your questions, we believe that you're born with issues. People are born sinful, and that your life and your circumstances kind of props that up for good or for evil. But nobody's perfect when they're born, and that just kind of gets worked out more. Which is why we don't have to teach our 2-year-old to share with our 10-month-old. I mean, we have to teach him to share because he wants to say everything is his and take everything. Nobody taught him to be selfish like that. He's just selfish. But I think that, releasing him is a process that I've been working on, and just saying, like I'm not a perfect parent, I'm not a perfect parent. And so he's not a perfect parent either. And you can only be as great as what like the knowledge and understanding that you have can really help you, but sometimes it's hard to face certain things about yourself or about other people, and I think that makes it more difficult. But anyway, my thing that I've been working on lately is just saying, he's doing what he can with what he has. Because that's one thing I would say about my dad is I don't believe that he ever said, you know what, F it, I don't care. I think that
I agree with that.
Everything that he's done has been, a lot of what he's done is motivated by fear. And I think that fear makes it so that way he doesn't handle situations like he should or could. And I mean, well, even in, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to, yeah, that's a little much. I'll tell you later. But, people are motivated by different things. And I think that, he's doing what he can with what he has. And so I'm releasing him. And by doing that, I'm releasing myself as well. And it's a process, but I can't live under that shadow anymore. That need to have. The other thing too, is if you need that relationship to be a certain way from somebody else, like let's say with the dad relationship, because that is something that happens a lot of times with girls. So you don't have a good relationship with your dad, or to the degree that you need it to be. And it makes it so that way you start wanting to find that you're missing in somebody else. Because you want to fill that spot. Well, Vin is not my dad. Vin is my husband. And that is not a role that I should try to be stuffing him into, because it's not going to be good for either one of us. So, but it's easier to let that stuff go and not put that pressure unnecessarily on other people when you can just say, I'm going to try to practice some releasing here. So,
yeah.
But, one person in the comments said that they, sometimes they can't even stand themselves to even look at themselves in the mirror. And I think that a lot of people have felt that way. I know I've felt that way before. Have you ever felt that way?
What?
You just can't stand yourself. You don't want to see yourself in the mirror. You know what I mean? Like, or is that something you've never experienced?
I don't know. Good song.
But one thing about that has helped me is reading in the Bible. The Bible helps me because it makes me feel like I'm getting right perspective. Because sometimes I feel like if you look through the mirror at the room, stuff's not right. Like if you have to like do a project by looking at the project in the mirror, like you can't seem to get the things right because your hands are like, they're flipped. Everything is flipped. And so I think that sometimes I start feeling like everyone around me and everything around me is now telling me how things should be, and then it makes me feel like off. Like, well, what is actual reality? And so that's kind of my like set me right is I start reading the Bible, and that's mostly been extremely helpful for me. There are times where I read the Bible and I got nothing out of it, and that just
not a magic
discouraged
book.
me. Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
But it has been helpful in a lot of instances. But it's not all the time.
I do want to address one thing before we close out this video, and we've taken a pretty circuitous route. So Pony says, a white lady goes missing, murdered, no disrespect. People lose their minds. Yet every year, hundreds and thousands of native indigenous women and children go missing or murdered. Nobody cares. I had a friend who basically said, if you say stuff like that, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. Now, that friend, as some of you know, worked with me when 2 of our coworkers were kidnapped, assaulted, and murdered. And
One was even pregnant.
one of whom was 7 months pregnant. Both of the ladies were white. So she's looking at the Gabby situation and thinking about, Christine and Donna. Mm-hmm. Pony's looking at the situation saying, what the fuck? There's 1,000 Christine and Donnas every year. They're both right. Mm-hmm. She's right. Pony and Larry sent me an email, I want to say 4 months ago, on missing Native women, blah, blah, blah. After Pony sent me that email, then the whole thing of the school came out. I didn't do a single Middle America on it. So White Lady goes missing. We've got like 3 episodes on it. We're doing research for the other ones. So you cannot say that that's not a valid concern. Mm-hmm. It's a valid concern. It's a valid,
absolutely.
It's a valid call out. I respect it, Pony. I do. And I addressed it on the Middle America show as well. And we're going to commit to doing some research and bringing some light to that for sure. Mm-hmm. But I do think that it's important. It is important.
Absolutely.
Because we're talking about fathers and daughters and fathers and kids here. And those girls have fathers too. Right? And besides all that, we shouldn't do that to each other. But anyway, fathers are important. Actually, this is kind of like the father stream. There's a couple songs about the father.
I know.
So dads are important. And so, guys, we got to...
So women, don't rob them of that opportunity.
Just before we started this broadcast, one of my friends on this channel who recently had a child, their child died. So we got that email like, I don't know, 20 minutes before we jumped on.
I found the email 20 minutes.
Right. And then the song subject matters were pretty horrific considering that,
Probably amped up both of our emotion, to be more raw in the reviews.
Yeah.
About certain topics.
Yeah. So I just want to say, like, shout out to Sori because she was crying through the entire 3.5 hours for this guy. But when you're in a channel this big and things like that, and you get close to people, you're going to hear bad things happen. On a people, they're like, yo, Vin, why are you surrounded by so much death? Like, are you cursed?
I know.
And it's not that we're cursed. It's that when you reach out to people, and the more and more people you know, the more, and especially when you start loving and caring about people,
then people are more likely to talk about their pain.
Correct.
Right.
Because I would have seen this dude and just walked right by him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have never known unless, we had that relationship. So to me, I used to be like, what the fuck, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm like, okay, this is an honor that God trusts me enough to give me this person who's in pain. Because God's like, you know what? If I give that person to Vin and Sori, they're going to love them and pray for them, take care of them. And so I take that shit seriously. So I'm not going to sit here and feel bad for myself. Oh, we had a bad week, blah, blah, blah. Sean died, and then this happened.
Yeah.
Look, we're all here for each other. And we got to take care of each other. And the cool thing about it is I'm watching the streams and, we got somebody in some trouble and people are coming around trying to help them. And that's all we can do, guys. So, you know who you are, homie. Love you, praying for you.
Please reach out to us.
I'm going to, I tried to call you, but obviously you're with your family now, bro. So take your time. But I'm here, man. Literally fucking 24/7, bro.
That's what I told him. I said, just anytime.
24/7, hit me.
It was really cute because when I opened the message, I was like, and then you were so cute. You didn't even read the message. You just pulled me in really quick. Like,
I knew it was bad. But it's good, And the other thing too is that I love that you cry for people.
we will.
Nobody should be uncried for. Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing that I loved about that movie when that girl was crying, because he didn't admit to all the women he killed, so it was all anonymous. So it's like none of these people should be uncried for.
I
whether
Totally
his
agree.
victims, Gabby,
Yeah.
and all the Native Anonymous, like,
Yep.
nobody should be on cry for. So that's like one of my. I told you yesterday, your eyes are one of my favorite things about you. It's because of that, like how quick you are, how passionate you are, how compassionate you are. The minute you hear other people, yes, you're like one of the few people left that still has a fucking soul, man. We've been like automatized almost with all this technology. So I love the hell out of you for that shit. You're the greatest person in the world. All right, guys. Love you guys. Much love to everybody. Very long review. Do what you will with it. 10.5 for me. What you give it?
Oh.
We are
It was
music
11.
reactors.
It was an 11 for me again.
Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone. Holy smokes.
De Herrera, to answer your question, yes. Yes, it does. I mean, Vin can attest that. Like, we actually both grieve differently. Like, for me, like, there's sometimes where I won't even make a reaction because I can't even go there. And then there are other times where once it's like hit me, then the next few things are just going to be whatever. With Vin, he'll see some event and it'll mess him up sometimes for like 3 days, a week, sometimes more than that, just depends. And it's funny because it almost kind of seems like when you're like that, then I don't grieve as much. And then when I'm crying, you hold it. So it like we kind of ping pong each other.
You know what's funny? I've been a lot more affected by that shit since I stopped taking trips. Because I can't do anything. Before, I'd see something like, okay, motherfucker, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, you want to do that? Okay. Because I knew I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew. So I all that shit, I just channeled in, okay. Mm-hmm. We're gonna hurt you. We're gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now I can't. It's not like that. So now I'm just stuck with the. And it's like, well, listen. When you were doing all that shit, great. You got you whatever for yourself. But 60 million things are happening in the world. You can't stop it. It's crazy. All right. Roger that, Pony. I agree with you. 100,000 trillion %. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank everybody. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Sadie and Alan, we will pick this up soon, but it's fucking 2:00 in the morning. What I do want to do, though, Sadie and Alan, is I want to leave you guys with my definition of original sin so that you guys have something to play with. And then when we have the conversation, you guys will be more prepared. Hey, CB, good to see you, bro.
Did you know that Acid Bath Archive is Sammy, one of the guitarists in Acid Bath?
Oh, no, I didn't know. Shout out to Sammy. Give us an interview.
Right.
Bitch. I feel like they're the kind of band that would enjoy that.
They would find that acceptable.
They would find it acceptable. Do you find it acceptable?
He's probably gone.
Okay. Applejack. By the way, Applejack, bro, my phone is dead. Okay, so I have to go to. I got to go to the Apple Store on Sunday to get a new phone. So that's if you've been texting me.
Yeah, but does he have Facebook? He can contact you on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, but we talk pretty regularly. So
well, I know.
I didn't want you to think that you were texting me, bro, and I was ignoring. I wasn't ignoring you. My phone is dead, but I'm gonna get it fixed soon, inshallah. So I just want you to know that. I'm glad you're safe in the rack. You also need to get the fuck out of Chicago, bro. And you need to really, you and Shorty need to think about that little proposition. Huh? Okay. Perkinos goes, look at Perkinos. $20. Here's money, he says.
Here's money.
I love Perk. I love Perk, bro. I love him so much. Perk. Honestly, I love the guy. Okay. Okay, so here's my definition of original sin, okay? Original sin is our propensity since the beginning of our consciousness to prioritize ourselves above God and others. Okay, so I will say that, I'll say it another way, that original sin describes the human propensity to love ourselves at the expense of God and others. That's.
Wait. Say it again.
Original sin describes the human propensity to love ourselves at the expense of God and others. So that is, and then I'll define
Yep.
sin that way: loving self over God and others.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So that's how I'll define it, and then and what I'll say is when Adam sinned, that it had epigenetic consequences to our spirituality. In much the same way that my son inherited my brown eyes, when Adam committed that act, it altered his DNA such that he now has that propensity. And then he passed that on down to the rest of us. That's what I believe happened. So when he sinned, it happened epigenetically for him, and then after that, it happens genetically for the rest of us. That's what I believe. Okay? So it's our propensity to love self at the expense
night,
of God and other people.
Daniel's
So,
mom said it's bedtime.
Let's talk about that. It's bedtime. It's 2:00 in the morning. Everybody should go. And then I love Pony, but that's heresy. Mary was not born without original sin, but Pony's a Catholic, and so that's
because
what
if she was
believes.
born without original sin and then she didn't sin, then that would mean that she could get to heaven without Jesus. She's in his sacrifice is unnecessary for her.
Right. Okay. Having said that, dear listener, we're out of here. Shout out to Pony though. Look at her talking about the Blessed Mother. That's so cool. I don't care. Shout out to the Blessed Mother. I love me some Mary anyway.
He does. He really does.
I'm not Catholic. I'm just a catechumen. All right. You're a student. All right. My bad. AT, that is the Immaculate Conception, but we're Protestants, so we're going to say that that's heresy. You know what I'm saying? All right. I sleep at like 9 a.m. Yeah, me and you both. All right. So, CB, I love you, buddy. Stay safe. As soon as I get my phone, we'll be able to chill and talk and shoot the shit like we always do, bro. I just really didn't want you to think that I was ignoring you, bro. That goes for everybody, by the way. If you were trying to text me or call me, I wasn't ignoring you, family. I was just angry at my phone. I love you guys. We got to go.